Peggy 12.
Time to work, time to work. When inhaled, coriamyrtin blocks the gamma-aminobutyric acid receptors in the central nervous system, causing spasmodic muscle contractions.
Master, it's a work of art! It's perfect!
What to do with you now? So, shall we put him out of his misery? Time for some experimentation. I bet poison would work wonders on you. I wouldn't move if I were you. Poison's on the menu. I'm finished with I have my own death. Let's do now. Here, there, then here, and my magnum opus! Is my poison kicking in?
Street Fighter 6.
Here, back with another episode of Sets here. I was actually admiring Aki, pretending I can probably play her again. But we are here for another episode here, Sets. I promised to bring you another episode next week, and it is that time. We changed the days. But yes, we pit two lovely people in the ring for a first to 10 exhibition, as well as hear their opinions on Street Fighter 6, because again, people are opinionated, and I think we should hear the guest opinion on the game and how they're finding it as well. I'm going to be your host once again tonight, Jammers, and alongside me, are costumes coming out this Friday. Make sure you stay locked in. These costumes are coming out. But it's not going to be me in these costumes talking to each other. I've got two lovable hosts I need with me. We can talk about these costumes at some point in the show. However, I need my guys summoned. Where are Pain and Panic? Bring them to the show. There you go. Snap my fingers. And there you have it.
At your service, Jammers.
Perfect. Ask and you shall receive. But firstly, Ovaha, talk to me. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good, and I'm really hyped for those costumes. And first and foremost, Geef's costume is the #1, as his wrestling is also #1.
Damn, he's stomping his ground already. He just said, right, Zangief is the best? Like,
yes.
Okay.
He's the greatest, and his costume is the greatest.
Okay, fair play. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your business.
No problem.
Veggie, what about you? How are you feeling tonight?
I feel really good, and I'm going to go on the second week in a row where I have a streak where I don't spoil the fight card until it's time to spoil the fight card, which will be done by your lovely Jammers. And Jammers, I think you could definitely play Aki, but you would have to put more hours in than the hours you put in. Other than that, though, I'd say I feel really good today. I'm really excited for this set that we're having today. Going, see, I almost did it. It almost happened.
Brilliant.
You kind of have to stop me right now. I don't really know what to say right now, Jammers.
Veggie basically just said... Tell people, Veggie basically said, tell people you don't play the game without playing the game. Don't worry, I do play the game. I've actually been trying to get back into it with a little bit more time. It says, look, there's a lot of stuff to research, CPT stuff to catch up on, and of course, commentary gigs to do. And traveling takes its toll as well. However, we are switching things up a little bit. I had an epiphany on the way here. We're switching things up. So what we are going to do is I'm going to roll the fight card for you people. Let them know we announced it on Capcom Fighters over the weekend. And here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These are the guests for today.
Beautiful.
Some of the Midwest, heck, some of America's finest in their own right. We got Capcom Cup qualified Jill Kevin joining us for the first time, I believe. I haven't actually seen this guy since 2018. That's wild. That is absolutely wild. So it's good to have him on. And of course,
flies.
returning guest, and probably one of the biggest FGC channels we have right now in the international scene with Brian F. Always good to have him on. He does know neutral. You know, what does he not do? You know, he's definitely a role model in his own right there as well. So it's good to have these guys on. But yeah, we're going to be doing JP versus Rashid. Now, when we actually asked Jill Kevin what character he was going to pick or put forward, he did say Rashid. And I thought he actually put Rashid down just to be committed to Luke. It's actually good to see that he hasn't put Rashid down. I believe he said earlier this week or maybe a couple of days ago on social media he wants to bring up the Rashid and get him ready for Capcom Cup. So I think that's respectable.
You know what? Yeah.
I think that's
I
really
was actually going to say that now that he's qualified, which probably going to kind of ease up the tension a little bit, and he can kind of focus on the work he wants to put in with Rashid and obviously keeping the Luke sharp as well. So that's like a really probably like a big relief for him.
Yeah, of course. And Veggie, what about you? I don't know if you see this matchup a lot at all, just in general.
Actually, I've seen the only times I've seen the matchup Rashid and JP, or maybe not the only times, but the one that comes like fresh in my mind is the clips on Twitter with like the stand heavy kick to the level 3 to punish like a JP button. So I know that we definitely have things to look out for in the neutral game as well. But Rashid is not a character you see that often. You could get a lot of good Rashid action on the Singapore qualifier, and you could see it was a Singapore qualifier, right?
Yeah,
the offline premiere. Yeah. So, but since then, it's like the amount of Rashid you see is not. It's kind of sparse. Is that a good word for it?
Yeah.
Sparse. Yes. Let's go. And so getting to see it, and then I guess such a staple character at this point in JP, it's gonna be. I'm very interested in seeing how this matchup will evolve, because I can imagine Rashid can do quite well with a Sonar as strong as JP is at zoning. Rashid is kind of like Rushdown, but also has zoning. So I'm very interested in seeing. This is why I was so afraid I might spoil it too early, because I wanted to say that I was just interested in seeing how is this going to play out when you have Rushdown with zoning Rashid against zoning with less Rushdown. I'm very excited. It's going to be gourmet action.
Let's not forget.
Are you excited, Veggie?
Very excited.
Well, he's very excited because he talks for an extended period of time when he's super excited about something. You can definitely tell. But let's not forget, JP can, be a Rushdown character as well. But hey, we can only hear and find out more about this stuff. And we actually talked to the guests before the set and after the set. Speaking of which, we're actually going to bring them in right now. So I'm going to tell these guys to come and unmute their mic so we can have a chat with them. We're changing things up just a little bit, and I do want to talk to these guys. So that'll be fantastic, because what we do have is something, a nice long chat I want to have with these guys before we get into this. So let me find out. Have we got Brian F. and Jill Kevin? Can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yep. Hey, what's going on?
Perfect. So, yes, Brian F., good to have you back on the show. Always a pleasure, because I know you are a busy man, so much appreciate that. Jill Kevin, the last time I saw you was 2018, I think it was. I think it was 2018.
Yeah, it was.
For those of you who don't know, just to give you a bit of context, to make, I think it was top 48 out of the pools, it was myself and Jill Kevin who had to make it out. And it was a coin flip. It was Rainbow Mika's grab versus Spinning Mixer. 3 guesses who won that scenario.
Win-win.
But no.
I'm interested now. Who won that scenario?
Jill Kevin did. I set up a guess, and he guessed right. And I was like, you can't get mad at that. You literally cannot get mad at that.
Not.
So,
Sounds like Armika.
Yeah, that was when I was still playing Armika back then. It was pretty good to see. But no, it's great that Jill Kevin is still actively playing. And congratulations on qualifying for the Cup first and foremost.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, big
I know
congrats.
it's a very big deal.
Congratulations.
For anyone. But yes, this is the part where we get to talk to you guys and just unfold your opinions in regards to SF6 right now. But Veggie, I'm going to let you kick it off, because there's a question you used to ask, but we're going to rehash that question. I do want to hear people's opinions on it. So, Veggie, fire away, please.
Yeah, so I used to ask when we had like these early episodes for Street Fighter 6 what the favorite mechanic of the players were in the new game, because there's a lot of new mechanics, but then it kind of fell off because we've had so much happening and we just started getting guests in again. But I want to bring it back, so I'd like to know from the two of you, and we can start with Brian F. Which of the new mechanics in Street Fighter 6 is your favorite, and why is that mechanic your favorite?
That's a tough question. I don't think, it's all about the drive system in Street Fighter 6. So there's not one aspect of the drive system that sticks out to me as my clear favorite, but I just like the overall dynamic of managing the meter. So I guess maybe Burnout would be my favorite mechanic if that's the case, because that's the consequence for mismanaging your meter. The actual state of burnout, I don't know if that's my favorite. It's very brutal, but there has to be a consequence for mismanaging the meter, right? So I like that there's a punishment for mismanaging your meter. I like the strategies that form around building your meter, and the mind games or the strategy around when to spend it offensively, defensively, and the interesting defensive choices that people make to avoid going into burnout. You start to see people develop strategies like intentionally taking certain hits instead of blocking. They'll trade like a meaty projectile. They'll eat the meaty projectile to trade a little bit of life so that they don't take that last bit of drive meter chip and go into burnout and let their drive meter regen start building up early. So I think we're starting to see a lot of interesting dynamic play develop around that. So yeah, I think just the drive meter system and the strategies around building it, spending it, and avoiding burnout, I think that's my favorite aspect. That's where you feel your brain is turning the most gears actively the entire time. So not any one individual mechanic of the drive system, but the meter itself is by far the most interesting part of Street Fighter 6 to me.
Okay, now that's interesting. Just to piggyback off that before we move on to Jill Kevin's answer, when we had Ending Walker on a couple months ago, he said burnout should be more punishing. It doesn't feel severe enough. There should probably be like maybe a damage decrease. I think it's like 10% or something he mentioned. He mentioned something else as well. Do you think burnout should be more punishing, Brian, or do you think it's fine the way it is?
With burnout, it's very punishing sometimes and inconsequential other times. So I think that's a difficult question to answer. I don't have an exact answer to that because sometimes it's brutal, like you get into pure checkmate situations and it's over right away, and then other times you're in burnout but you're on the other side of the screen and you're playing a strong neutral game still, and it doesn't nerf your neutral really unless there's like the worry of DI maybe, right? That's the one thing you can't poke as easily. So yeah, I can see Ending Walker's point where it feels like sometimes it's kind of pointless, but then other times you're checkmated. Like there's both extremes. So maybe it could be tweaked to be more consistently a nerf. But I still think it's very punishing. I would disagree that it's not punishing. But I can see his point where sometimes it feels almost inconsequential. Like there's still times where it feels worthwhile for players to put themselves into burnout for an offensive push, even when they don't secure the round from it. Right. I don't have an answer. I'm not a game designer. No, but I can see the arguments. But yeah, sometimes it's extremely punishing, sometimes it's not.
Of course. I mean, at least you tell yourself, you're self-aware you're not a game designer, so you're a professional. Other players, they just try to knock on Capcom's front door and say, bring Abel back in the game and let's bring this back. And it's like, you don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know how to manage your
Making
bar.
a good game is so difficult.
Yeah,
it's so, and there's so many factors with Street Fighter 6 that are so intertwined, and it's so hard to see the ramifications for even slight tweaks to the system because everything is so entangled with each other. So for a lot of these answers, to me, I'm just along for the ride. Capcom, wherever you take me, I will see where you lead, right? Let's see where this goes.
Sometimes it's best for, again, let them figure out where they want to take the game, and then you can formulate an opinion after that. I think some people are a bit too premature with their opinions and they think they can make a game overnight, and some of those people can't make it out of gold rank. I can't wait for them to make a game, which would be fun. But no, other than that, you just gotta wait and see. I do agree with Brian in that sense. Jill, Kevin, what about you? Do you have a particular favorite mechanic in Street Fighter 6, or do you like the whole system in its entirety as well?
I'd say Drive Impact for me, actually. I think
what?
Yeah. I actually think it's funny. Actually, I think I don't really use a lot of the mechanics that much. I'm like, if you pay attention to my matches, I'm pretty much a slow player, right?
Yep.
Like I just turn around to just a one kind of style play. So I don't really use too much of the mechanics like other players do. But DI actually would be my favorite. I feel like it adds that extra layer of mental stack that Street Fighter is usually about. This game, Street Fighter 5, I didn't play Street Fighter 4, but I'm assuming it's the same way. And it's like a jump per se, right? Like it's like what, a 27 frame,
26,
move?
27, something like that.
Yeah. Jumps are like around the 40 frame mark, so like a high start-upping move that could be very rewarding, but it could also be very punishable. So got that high risk, high reward to it, especially if you're cornered and you do it and you can't just block it, really. So I'd say that one, and Drivers is a close second to me, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to be on the what everyone else was saying. You can't really check Jive Rush. There's too many variables. You get punished for trying to check it sometimes. But I just think the free form of it that adds to the game it adds its uniqueness, and I come from another game, I don't know if I can say it here, starts with an M,
Oh, no, don't worry, I remember where you came from, don't worry.
Yeah. very freeform game, right?
Yeah,
Very freeform. But like I feel like Drive Rush adds to that, not just in combos and neutral as well. And there's so much to it that without it, it wouldn't be as freely. Players wouldn't be able to express themselves as often without it. I feel. So I think it's those two specific mechanics.
Okay.
Drive Impact is my favorite.
So kind of just to bounce off what you said there, do you think? Let me just throw this out there. Do you think they should remove the wall splat of Drive Impact on block in the corner? Do you think that should go, or is that fine how it is?
I think it's fine. I never had really an issue with it.
You've never lost a tournament match?
No,
blocking?
yeah.
No?
I mean, it happens, right? Yeah,
Not yet.
that's people's argument, right? Like, yeah, you can't just block it, right? But again, it just adds that extra mental stack to it, that extra layer. I think it's okay. If you're paying attention and you do get that counter DI, your opponent's going to take a lot of damage and possible side switch depending on what character you play, right? So, yes, they are getting high reward for it, but they're getting that high risk to it as well. So I think it's okay.
Fair. Well, okay, I like that. That was a very company answer there. But
I do actually have a suggestion on that wall splat though. The only thing I would say is meaty DI. It's very powerful because not only are generally you have that full window to react to DI in neutral, but with meaty DI you also have to play around the reversal window. So sometimes what happens with meaty DI, people say, "Oh, I swear I DI'd that." You actually end up pressing the DI too early, so you press it before the reversal window, and it doesn't activate on wake up, and then you just eat the DI, and you get wall splatted and you die. So I think if they made DI another one of those hold bufferable moves, such as parry, where you could hold it on wake up and get it as a reversal, I think that would be the only tweak I would make. Because I agree with Kevin, I like DI, even though it pisses me off sometimes, like everybody else. That's part of the fun. Fighting games you're meant to get pissed off at. That's what. If you don't get pissed at a fighting game, you're not really like into it. I feel like you got to get angry sometimes. So DI is that mechanic for Street Fighter 6, so I like it. But yeah, if you could hold DI, I think that would help make meaty DI a little less obnoxious. So you won't have that moment where you're like, oh, I definitely pressed DI, but it didn't come out. That feels bad, right? You want to feel like the game is responding to your inputs.
Okay.
So that would be my one suggestion about
I think
DI.
it just adds like another layer to the corner too. Like you got corner for a reason. You should be punished more for something like maybe a DI. Because if you get DI mid screen, who cares? It's not really wholesome, right? Yeah. So it's because it's the only thing in the corner. It's okay for you to block it mid screen, but again, that risk reward I think is it's pretty scaled properly, I feel.
Yeah, I respect players who do meaty DI. That's scary. Doing DI offensively, like if they do it to me, I'm like, I got it. Hats off to you, man. I'm a little too scared sometimes to use it offensively.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'll await the day where Jill Kevin loses an important match to a DI in the corner.
We'll all be waiting for that.
I'm going to clip your face, and I'm going to send it back to you, and I'm going to send you this interview as well. And I'll be like, are you sure you don't want to change your mind? Don't want to change it at all? That would be me. I could be playing like that. But yes,
I actually have one more question.
Go for it.
Yeah, sure. Before we go into this set, I wanted to ask both these players, like, what do they actually think about the matchup? We can start with Brian F. What do you think about Rashid versus JP? What is it, in your opinion? Do you have, like, certain things you're focusing on in the matchup?
Yeah, I mean, this, like you guys mentioned earlier, it's not a super common matchup, but I feel Rashid's offense is pretty good against JP because he has he's a good rushdown character in general. And he has ways to mix in meaty projectiles, which is strong against JP because that nullifies amnesia, and ways to approach behind it, and good block string pressure to steal turns, which I think is some of the best ways to rush down JP because like basic meaty pressure is pretty weak to amnesia. So I think that's pretty good, and also level 2 is just amazing. Rashid's level 2, so like he'll find a way to force offensive situations against JP that other characters can't necessarily do that. But if you can keep him out, I think JP's zoning is pretty good against him. So if you can nullify his like drive rush cancels to get in from buttons and keep him at a distance, I do think the zoning is pretty good. So I'm thinking maybe 5-5, maybe slight JP favor. I'm not 100% certain about it because it's not a matchup I've explored that heavily, but that's kind of the general rundown. Good offense, but JP zoning is actually, I think, where he shines in this matchup.
Cool. Jill Kevin, what about you? What's your perspective on it? Do you think it's even? Do you think it's slightly Rashid, or agree with Brian?
So like, I've been trying to learn more and more Rashid because like my main is Luke.
Yes.
And when Rashid came out, like some big tournament was coming up, so I had to focus on Luke, right? So I was always super on and off between learning Rashid and pushing him to the side. So that's why like I'm still learning things, right? But regarding the matchup, it feels 5-5 to me as well, due to like on top of the offense that Brian mentioned, how slippery Rashid can be.
Yes.
In neutral, you know, with the dash in, the dash in run, the dash in run slide. The jump he gets after he's running is actually it alters his momentum. So he actually can jump over crouch fierce from JP when he tries the anti-air, stuff like that. So it's not even just offensive vibe, but just in neutral, like the slippery aspect of Rashid can get in more than other characters can. So I can see 5-5 as well.
Okay, no, I like that.
Nice.
Right, I've got 2 more questions before we go to a break. The first one is for you, Dual Kevin. The next one's for both of you. Dual Kevin, we've heard the propaganda, the Ministry of the Propaganda. They talked about this, but I need your opinion since you play one of these characters. Who's better, Luke or Ken?
Oh man,
Talk to me. Don't deny it.
Might be called a down player. I think it's Ken still.
Damn. What's your reasoning? Talk to me. What's your reasoning? 14 active
Bro,
frames? I don't know.
Bro, side switch corner carry and just like a lot of Oki situation that Luke has, he needs to spend drive rush to get the proper Oki.
Okay.
Ken does run Tatsu and he's still on top of you after 2 dashes, like +3 or whatever, or side switch, dash up, still on top of you. Luke does not get that. If Luke gets like a light knuckle, he has to spend drive rush. If he does EXDP, he has to spend drive rush, medium knuckle, drive rush, almost everything has to spend drive rush for. So I still think it's Ken.
Don't you have like 2 sways in the game? Yeah, drive rush sway, don't you?
Oh, you're talking about back fierce or
I could be
knuckle?
talking about anything. I've seen people lose to Luke.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, he does have some nonsense. We're not gonna downplay that for sure. Those characters are for sure top 3, for sure. But who's better or who's worse? I mean, that's just depending on who you ask.
Well, of course, it could be a case-by-case basis. But, like, okay, fair. We'll stay by that point there. Now that you mentioned top 3, I want to ask you both, and I'll get Jill Kevin's opinion on this first. Who is your top 5? It seems I already know what your top 3 is, but I'm curious to see what number 4 and 5 is. So, name your top 5 for me, Jill Kevin, in Street Fighter 6.
Okay, yeah. It's JP, Ken, Luke, DJ, and then 5 are super interchangeable, man. It could be Chun. It could be Guile. I think it could be Blanca. I'm feeling I'm missing someone.
You haven't said Cammy. That's very interesting.
I could see Cammy, but I could see the other characters being more up there.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't feel like enough people say Blanca though, which I think he's a contender.
No, that's fair.
That's fair.
I like that top 5.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Brian,
That's
what about
it,
you? What's your top 5?
Exactly the same. Exactly the same. Yeah, I feel like the top 4 are clearly those characters. And I think the top 4 characters are really like the same tier in my opinion. I think people have gone so overboard. It used to be JP Ken, now it's like Ken Luke. Yes. JP's kind of taken a somehow he's kind of fallen back a little bit, and then DJ was like never in the conversation for a while. I really feel like those are the top tier characters, and they're all extremely good and are all doing extremely well in tournaments. And I think it's overstated the differences between them. And then even beyond that, I don't know. Overall, I think the top half of the game is way more balanced than a lot of people give it credit for, especially in a first iteration of a fighting game, of a Street Fighter game. It's so much more balanced than Season 1 Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 4. So I don't know. I agree with Dual Kevin's top 5 assessment. Beyond that, I wouldn't put Cammy in the 5th position. I think she's a little overrated.
Wow.
But I agree that Blanca is underrated. I don't know if I'd put him in top 5, but Guile or Chun-Li for sure I'd put up there. They're so good.
Interesting you say Cammy's overrated. I actually argue that Cammy might have better side switching potential than Ken. But that's just me personally.
Potentially. I mean, Cammy could be better than I think give her credit for, but she's just she feels a little underwhelming, and she's just not represented enough for me to have like a super concrete judgment either.
Okay, no.
If she's that good, she is the most underpicked top tier I have seen in quite some time.
No, I definitely respect that opinion, because again, some characters that may be super strong are underrepresented, like you said. Some characters may be overrepresented or precisely represented, and it's like we see enough of them already. I hope in Capcom Cup we get a group full of DJs and a group full of Lukes. That's what I'm hoping for. That's just me personally, so that we can all have a good time watching the same character
That would be so
for about
good.
8
I
matches.
will enjoy it, no matter what.
I'm just saying,
cool.
I think we should prove a point here. We should put all the DJs in one bracket so they can all understand how
Duke it out.
amazing Sway is, and then all the Luke players should understand Crouch Medium Punch, how amazing it is. But that's just me anyway.
We got to give the game more credit, though. I feel like, because let's keep in mind, there's is it 48 people going to Capcom Cup,
Yeah,
and this
totally
is a game that released with 18 characters. It has 20 right now. There's going to be repeats. Like I think I want to pull up. I haven't done this yet. I feel like I should have. I want to pull up the character representation for Season 1 of Street Fighter V. That was a 32-man bracket, I believe, so there'd be less duplicates. But I feel like the community needs to get real with these representation numbers for Capcom Cup. It's the first version of a game, 48 people, 20 characters, and 2 of them are late release DLC characters, right? So you're going to see mostly those first 18. You're going to have duplicates, and you're going to have a lot of them. It's just, I don't think it means that much.
No, of course. You could probably argue, because when did Aki come out? Late September, right? So for argument's sake, maybe Ed comes out by the end of the year, maybe before the Cup, so you can probably have an extra character in there before the finals. But yeah, I do agree with Brian. I do think a lot of people glance over the fact, but I think that's all the competitive players glancing over the facts. I think when you put the group stages complete and in front of everybody once it's done, I think more people might start to realize that, hold on a minute, it's like why is it overrepresentation? It's like, well, because the character ratio is significantly less than the player ratio. And because it got expanded over from last year from 32 to 48, so of course you're going to get double. Hey, you probably get triples. Obviously, I'm just speaking ideally here and just saying, we should get 4 DJs in one group, but that's just me for my own pure entertainment. But right, let's not waffle on anymore. I want to get these guys in the lobby so we get this first to 10 underway, because we will speak to these guys after the first 10 is complete. So what we are going to do is we're going to take a 5-minute break. I'm going to get these guys in the lobby. When we come back, this first to 10 between Brian F and Joel Kevin will be underway. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Oh yeah.
Showtime, baby!
Right now! Everyone who's got a ticket for this category cup is getting a show! Right
Final game, final round! You couldn't write a better story! Get into the ring!
God, I'm low. God, my soul. All of my thoughts be dark like coal. Up to the party, y'all don't want smoke. Energize the body, raise up the yard right now.
I'll take on all of you!
Right now. Finish goals, I win it all right now.
Straight on!
Feet on the ground, look around.
This corner pressure is where Andy will go through it!
No more games.
Time to get
Time
serious!
is now.
RD taking it down defensively against the biggest threat thus far!
I see world at my command. Right now.
You want the base? You got the base!
Right now.
I'm getting it down! Show me the replay! Sit down and shut up!
Wait a minute.
Turn it up.
I'm on fire, it's like a creative physics. It's like I was born on the outer. Close my eyes, all I see is digits. This how I feel when you get to the commas.
That felt good, didn't it?
You know, emoji go in the distance!
Time for the finale.
Right now.
I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this.
Wrap this up!
Right now.
Au revoir.
Meaningless effort!
It's all set.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Capcom Fighters here on Twitch. It is Sets, the first to 10 series, and tonight we are having Brian F going up against Dual Kevin. And for a lot of people, it's probably a matchup you don't see very often. It's going to be JP going up against Rashid. And personally, I've been playing a lot of Rashid myself. So I'm very interested in how Dual Kevin is going to approach the neutral game against JP, because I feel like that is probably the pain point in this matchup. But just like Brian F and Dual Kevin did enlighten us a little bit earlier on the interview phase, they did say that once Rashid gets in, he probably has a lot of different options to kind of enforce the mix-ups on JP.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing like how the fireball pressure won't trigger amnesia, if I'm not mistaken, right? So if you can, like, if there is a way to utilize that, all these will be things that I'm kind of just thinking of my head now, so I'll get answers as the set progresses. But I think it was really cool to hear their opinions about like the mechanics as well, or universal mechanics, and seeing how they actually, the way they think about it, and that's going to be see if they apply that thinking way in the game. So just we're already getting started.
I wonder where Jammers is.
Yeah.
Will the turbulent winds bring him here?
Maybe. I mean, who knows, right?
All right.
There
All
he
right.
is. Let's go.
Arrived at perfect time.
Right, we're just getting things sorted out real quick as these guys get into it here. And yeah, with the spinning mixer as well. So yeah, no, when it comes to Wake Up Amnesia, Rashid probably has the best answer against it. A default answer, which is charge well one shot in the corner. So he just has to
that's really interesting,
with the mix-up afterwards. But yeah, if JP can keep you out and away, it's pretty hard for Rashid to come in. There actually is an opening you can find against his Phantoms. You can do heavy Eagle Spike and you'll get the knockdown and a huge screen carry from that as well. So there's ways to do it. And Drive Rush does help as well. Drive Rush forward HK, I think it is.
I like how Brian is already setting up the feints, so he's already kind of making it a guessing game on block against Dual Kevin. So he's like trying to bait out the parries.
Alright, done the EX well one shot. There's the Amnesia as well. He can cause a mix-up, but he backdashes instead to set up shop here. I like this choice from Brian because he's looking to try and burn out Dual Kevin here at the moment.
Back to full screen. Back to the starting point.
Jumps away.
Yeah, starting point for one character.
Look at these feints from Brian F.
I kind of like this because you know you're going to get burnt out anyway, right? So why not try to go for it just in case Brian would commit to the option that costs a bit more.
This is a good choice.
He's going to be able to convert. Yeah, there you go.
I thought he could have done light Eagle Spike and then got the heavy spin and mixer ender because he had the enhanced whirlwind there ready. Right. But he's about to get his drive gauge back here. Anti-air, and he could try to stun Brian, but don't think it's worth it. And that's a good choice there.
Yeah, no projectile invincibility on that move.
That's so good. That's such a great option to start with when you go on the offense. It will also beat the Amnesia. The Amnesia, is that correct, Jammers?
Yeah, because it's a projectile.
Yeah.
So I do think Rashid's whirlwind shot game, the projectile, once you master it, it's actually pretty hard to circumvent because he can get a decent juggle with a Drive Rush HK if you try to jump over it, so.
Yeah, the little bit of a reel back there on the fireball.
Back throw. Now, I remember Brian said Rashid's level 2 is amazing, but I'd say JP's, I think it was Brian who said it, JP's level 2 is arguably one of the best as well. I don't know which one's better outside of Labushka or Yasar, so...
The thing is that I don't know if there's like an absolute winner in that department, because you can put Blanca's level 2 super there up there as well. So there's like three very good supers.
I'm just talking in regards to these two. Obviously, Lightning Beast is its own beast entirely because people complain about Lightning Beast mainly because the plushie. It's a separate tool, but it's going to be a level 3 here. Now, is he going to set up Departure? Is he going to go and try and go for the kill? No, he's going to set up Departure instead. Yeah, good choice.
Yeah, gets that pressure going.
Burn out,
burns out.
Already burn out.
It's gonna be very hard to maybe find like that one jump in or those with power. I mean, jump is not really on the table right now. Just great button control.
Charge up the whirlwind shot. That was a light one.
Yeah. Oh, he actually got
so.
Damn.
Nice jump. I'm not sure if that was the delayed jump. That might have been an immediate jump there from Brian, but good choice there. And when he jumps
kept
anyway,
that at Kane's length.
Yeah, well, I mean, jump media punch is one of the best jumping attacks in
It's
the
an
game.
amazing jumping button.
It's Falk's jump media punch all over again.
Yeah.
The range to control and both control neutral and get those air-to-airs going. Nice.
Yeah,
that's
he's really good at baiting out those parries. Yeah.
He's holding it down here until he finds an opening to get in there. Throws out the light whirlwind shot. Like I said, Drive Rush forward HK, +1 on block. And it is a way in for Rashid. One of the safer ways. He's going to chase him down with the Oki from the throw. And he's got to deal with the throw loops. Now he's going to do something else instead.
I really like that jump out. Just knows that that fireball is not something you could do like that. But
Side
here comes the
swap.
perfect paradol in the slow side swap as
Yeah,
well.
that's good. Spend the meter to get out of the corner. That's very, very good. For
Clean punish as
Kevin.
well.
Yeah. Brian is really leading the offense
Look at
quite
this
well with the
juggle.
old Amnesia
Hello?
so far. Two really successful ones. This one with great reward as well. And the drive rush into the fireball. Just in
That
case you try
reward
to do
was in-
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now Duke can kind of like struggle, fighting to not get burned out, right? He needs to either find the lucky opening or just somehow manage to build at least to 1.5 bars. Should he manage that, he'll definitely still be alive in the round. Yeah.
And he's got to deal with
good
this.
break
No,
for him now.
Brian's
He's
looking
had to
burn him
guess
out.
again.
Yeah, Brian was looking to burn him out. What a choice. And that should be the round. Oh, can he not do it from there? Anyway.
He got the overhead though. Damn, that was such a good option.
I
There's
like-
a slight bit of lag on the QCB the air move, but
Oh, the Arabian Cyclone or Sky High.
yeah, there's a slight bit of a startup there. So I mean, like, it was very interesting to see it like kind of
Yes.
get out of that move.
That's the legitimate setup now. One of the new setups that the Rashid players are doing there from the Arabian Cyclone on the ground. Got blocked this as well.
Nice
Good
block.
blocks there from Brian. And the drive reversed to send them away.
And that's so good.
That's it, that's what I'm saying.
Completely
Yeah, that's
bypassed.
one of the ways in. If you get too comfortable with the Phantoms, you just drive rush in. That's what I was saying before.
That's some decent damage as well.
Oh, he's dead.
It's the EX Amnesia. Yeah, that's
Oh,
definitely
no,
it,
not
right?
quite. He did the
Oh,
wrong combo.
they can just chip out now, but Brian with the level 1, what's it gonna be?
Yeah, there you go. Just do
Did he
it.
think he might have thought that he would build the bar for level 2 there to set up the set play and kind of get back into the game?
Yeah,
Seems like
that was probably the
just,
bet.
Yeah, just wasn't enough. Had to set up something else, and Dual Kevin just ready to punish.
Jill Kevin is allowed to switch to Luke, but he did tell us that he's probably going to commit to Rashid the entire way, so he gets his Rashid a bit of a stronger level in preparation for the finals. Nice with the Tempest run. Going to end with Spinning Mixer as well. Get some Oki here. Delay throw.
Nice. I like it. He's not deterred to throw, even though he has been hit by the Amnesia. Knows that he can take over half his life should he guess wrong. But at the same time, if you bait it out, you can make a really big drive impact punish. I mean, drive bar punish on that. So it is something to think about for the JP player.
Rashid has some like fantastic options in the corner after a forward throw. Obviously, he can do a medium mixer or like a hurricane.
I tell you what, man, Alium was right day one of Rashid. He said stand hard kick is a brilliant whiff punishing tool for Rashid because it launches. It's got a lot of active frames, I believe, you can work with as well. It's a pretty decent move to use.
And it was really good because, you know, Barnap was put into the place where it was one block button to be in burnout, kind of forced to act, and Dual Kevin read that button, went in, then went out again, and just had the whiff punish ready. Something could be extremely focused on just because of the drive bar in that situation.
Nice choice there from Brian after a block whirlwind shot to your drive rush patch leading kick. Like I say,
Great
if you
pick up
mix
from
up
Dual
the
Kevin though.
Yeah, if you mix up the versions of whirlwind shot after they block a light one from full screen, it can be a little bit of a guess. The reward for Rashid is big, but Brian's handling the scenario really well. So he gets hit with a
He's
slide.
using that
and
slide
that is a combo.
so effectively.
Positioned himself in the corner though.
I really like the flow of this match. How they're like, it's almost like they're dancing with each other, just in and out of full screen. It's just beautiful to watch.
Nice jump.
absolutely.
all the
Big
time,
jump in
yeah.
though.
Is he going to spend level 2 though? No.
Oh,
He's got the
he's
combo, but-
Keeps that offense going.
There's level 2. Here's Labushka. Let's see what he's going to do. Yeah, he's looking to burn
Forces
him
that
out.
block. Yeah. That was a great blocking session or defense session from Dual Kevin, not getting hit by anything there, still keeping a lot of drive bar alive.
Oh,
Check
nice.
for the
Standing
drive, just no
roundhouse.
conversion.
Yeah, it's a fantastic button. Kind of throw outs on here and
Here's
there.
that level 2, this is gonna be...
Yeah, the battle of the level 2s.
It can't really
Here's the thing,
drive
right?
reversal either at that point, right?
Once this round's over, I'll tell you something about these level 2s. And there you go. Punish counter throw. Close that out
Okay,
there.
tell us, Jammers.
So, when Rashid pops out his level 2, he can start to rebuild meter again. So he can actually build like up to 80% if he gets punish counter throws while your SAR's already out. With JP, once Labushka's out, he can't build meter unless the super's done, because it's still active. So these are very strong
obviously
supers in their own right, but the way you can build meter after they've been summoned is very different.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting comparison between the supers. Obviously, they have very similar kind of properties, but they are also very different in their duration and how like the meter interaction is.
He's trying to get Brian to jump into a whirlwind shot. Yes, that's it.
Nice.
That's literally what he's looking for.
Yeah,
he's literally trying to get Brian to jump into a whirlwind shot so he can get the pick
laying
up
out
there,
the trap.
It's a good
check on the drive
viable
rush.
situation once you understand how it works. So I rush it in.
Nice. I love it. Just start around with pure offense. Make them think about it. Make them think what can come, what is getting ready.
Ooh, big jump in.
Though, yeah, overcommitted a little bit to stand every punch.
And the corner carry is really good here.
And so's the Oki from this as well. Goes for the Cyclone mix-up there. It's not really a true
I like
mix-up,
the patience from Dual Kevin as well.
How are those Cyclones in regards to EXO, the Amnesia though? Will they be hit by it, or will they also count as a fire blow?
I think you should be able to jab him before he actually does the roll or the fly. It's similar when you perfect parry it.
Okay, nice. It's going to be a really good mix-up on Dual Kevin's part.
That was such a clutch parry to get the drive bar just enough to get that drive reversal, which is so important just to keep Dual Kevin out.
Yeah, it's a really good tool in this matchup for sure.
With the drive impact, parry and the drive bar is so good and gets the hit anyway.
He's gonna burn him out. Yeah, he's gonna burn him out. Choices there.
Really good situation for Brian now.
We still need to think a little bit about overcommitting to those heavies. The heavy kick with punish is there, and the jumping is there. I'm
really surprised actually how well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how well Rashid's standing medium kick is working in this matchup actually.
Well, speaking of, I've been saying you. Well, trust me, with JP's toolset and how quickly Rashid can travel across the screen, and we've spoken about this before, how having drive rush combined with forward advancing moves, it makes him even more threatening because of the range. There you go.
I feel like every round Rashid has a level 2 here now.
But he will always get it. Sometimes he'll get 2 in some round. Ah, he kicked it the wrong way!
The weather forecast was off for today.
That was too good.
Dude, the forecast was off.
More weather news at 10.
Yeah. Damn. Might be a rainy day for Dual Kevin.
I feel like this is one of the most drive bar heavy matchups I've seen where you really see the momentum swing based on the drive bar. Like, I know that's the thing always, but it feels like an extra big thing right now in this match, where they're really like considering chipping out at each other's drive bar more than just getting the hit.
Okay, just wait for that opportunity moment
like
here.
The micro adjustments right now from Dual Kevin.
So it's level 2 again.
But gets it
yeah, he's gonna eat that.
And that's huge.
Burn out.
Nice. Yeah, forces the burnout instead. Not going for the mix-up, just making that
great jab
burn.
from Dual Kevin.
And this is huge. You're gonna take like how much? 20% if. Nah,
he's gonna eat that, yeah.
Brian can still win
just when
this.
it's needed, definitely. Especially now, another overhead plus unblock, and there, Dual Kevin has recovered, and finally he's back in like the form or the control of this match. Nice parries, keeping that drive bar alive.
Yeah, Brian can't jump forward now. It's going to be a big risk if he does, or basically any hit if he does the wrong thing will be a big risk because he could lose the round here. And he's looking to build another level 2 before he summons it arbitrarily. Not before Yasar comes out instead. And yes, that's going to keep him locked in place unless he jumps forward.
Dude, this is so sick. Oh my god, the level 2s.
Yes, no, do you know what was crazy about that? I respect it because Dual Kevin had to move forward. Brian had no choice, and I don't think he was expecting the dash forward because, of course, he gets amplified as well.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with Brian's doing that. If Brian activated first, then Dual Kevin responded with his level 2, he probably would have been a little bit more prepared for that. But
wow.
The 4P was not, he was like, enough.
I might be ready to just drive impact if you go a bit too ham on these buttons. And I like that, like setting that statement, making the opponent try to bait it. Maybe if you don't even think about it later, you just put that example there that this might happen. So you'll be more wary about your button presses. Really good stuff there.
Yeah. I gotta say that the forward roundhouse from Rashid
big damage,
in this
he could lose
matchup.
this. Oh no, okay, wrong combo.
Puts him in the corner.
Level 2, yeah, and he's going to force the burnout again.
2.
Yeah, he's going to force the burnout. Yeah, and that's going to be
the overhead. Yeah,
so what you got to pay attention to with JP's level 2 is if the opponent has less than 2 stocks of drive gauge, the JP players will activate it because they can force a burnout from the scenario if you guess wrong. If you got like 3 stocks of drive gauge, but they hit you into level 2, they can burn you out with the combo. Nice Amnesia.
Nice backdash into the parry. Just to not get drained. Is it going to be another? Oh yeah. Definitely a little bit afraid of going for those throws now. Already saw it now. Nice.
That's it. A good choice here.
He's setting that off as a buffer, yeah.
Overhead. There's a throw.
Setting off that EX Whirlwind shot as a buffer for the Super 2. I like that.
Big damage. Is he dead? No, not quite.
Nice. Gets the hard link as well. That's not easy.
Yeah.
That is not easy at all.
100% that is not easy. Even I struggle to still do that these days.
Same.
I've never tried, but I just take your word for it, guys. So I definitely believe it.
You would struggle with it, Becky.
Yeah, I would.
I don't know. This is a man that whips a light kick into a drive rush level 3 and he catches you. So.
Oh, I like that empty jump. Yeah, there you go. Maybe go for another throw.
Oh, he could be dead.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Just needs like 1.2 2 hits or just that one DP. That was so good. Knows it will kill, ready for it after the drivers. Had to keep it tight, not to die. Dual Kevin ready with the EX. I really like that when you can kill, you can just look for any opening created by the opponent's offense. Where if they don't keep it tight, you can guarantee winning that round with that.
The thing is, what it looks like to me is Brian is super comfortable when obviously he has a life lead and when he's setting up the Labushka level 2 at certain intervals in the game. But I feel like sometimes there's not a safe position for JP against Rashid on screen because of the drive rush, because of the Eagle Swipe, which I haven't seen yet. And then he has to still deal with level 2. There you go, drive rush to forward HK. And again, it's an undeveloped matchup for Brian, so he's still learning as he goes along.
Yeah, I think right now, like, the tailwind that Dual Kevin has kind of set up for himself is looking really good as he has a 3-game lead right now.
Oh, Brian's, I wonder if that was intentional. It was like an anti-air attempt or something. Another one just in his face. Might have been
not at my face, bro.
Want to kind of sneak it in?
Spinning Mixer, not quite. Not the round just yet. Charges up, gets the grab, and he's going to build a level 2.
Those dashes are really catching him off guard.
Yeah.
He could do round start level 2. He could run up, get a knockdown, then summon level 2. We'll see. He needs the space, though.
Nice usage of the EX spike there. Trying to set up the zoning, but we've seen it many times. The drivers from Rashid into the heavy kicks can't get too comfortable with the zoning. Nice check on the drivers as well.
Big damage coming in here for Brian. Good damage. There we go. Looking good. Set up shop there with the departure.
Ooh, nice overhead as well.
Ooh,
Perfect
I like
timing
this.
on that.
I like this.
Wow.
Brilliant choice there to replenish as much drive gauge as possible. He's not going to summon an EX departure though because it'll burn him out. He's going to do something else instead. Yes. Spinning mix up. Just going to block it out. Yeah, no jumping. No jumping. He might have to throw an EX Phantom when he sees that scenario with the fireball. He might have to throw an EX Phantom instead, but he's got to deal with this now. And he could lose if he gets his
deal with a storm right now.
No, that's not good.
He's still, he's gonna be back. He's gonna be back in no time. Oh my god!
I like how Dual Kevin.
He's got to hold this. He's got to hold this. Oh no!
A little bit of a breathing space for Brian here.
Is it gonna slow down or is it just gonna go even?
Oh my god, he just perfectly animated that run there. He perfectly spaced the run there. Oh my god.
I think it's really cool to see how Dual Kevin is so good at finding these clutch hits. It feels like a real strength on his end. Like when he might be at a little disadvantage, should maybe lose a round in that like that burnout situation, they're just so good at finding the one option that the opponent's not looking for.
Drive rush it with the overhead, and he's going to put him right in the corner again. He's got to deal with this, and EX Amnesia can only help you for oh so long. And speak of the devil.
Kevin is so good at just keeping the offensive momentum piling on.
He really is. And very good at not getting too drained on drive gauge with his...
Yeah, he's great at managing that. Yeah, absolutely.
It feels like he's very ready with the deeps as well, something you need to kind of keep your drive.
Everything landed there.
Oh, fights it! Was that a throw?
And there we go. Fireball. Nice.
Yeah, at that point it's gonna be very hard.
Yeah. Any low will do at that point.
Any move into the spinning mix is gonna put you in.
It's just kind of like
a very bad situation, right? So.
It's just trying to control Rashid and Dual Kevin's way of playing Rashid, as well as he's got to be more cognizant of the EX spinning mixer sometimes, and I think he's not quite aware of when the EX Cyclone comes out. Sorry, not EX Cyclone, EX Whirlwind Shot, because obviously the projectile priority system, it beats a regular Phantom. So
nice. I like the walk back from Dual Kevin there.
I really like how he's using that heavy kick both for the stand head punch and the crouching medium kick. Just
it's working wonders
every now and then, just slowing down every now and then just to find and fish that with punish. And if nothing's coming out, starts on the offense again.
Gonna go for a departure here? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you can tell when the departure's coming out with how much meter they have, and this is not going to do it, but you can chip him out.
It's going to be a checkmate situation,
That was such a good pickup with the drivers from Brian F there. Really aware, knowing the options, ready to do it, sees it coming, gets it done.
Yeah, and like he's also like very aware that he's going to go in burnout, but he's in a checkmate situation, so it doesn't really matter at that point.
And you have to remember as well, Rashid doesn't really utilize his supers, especially against a character like JP. He only needs super R2.
Yeah.
And then he's going to get a punish.
That's the only super we've seen.
He's got to burn him out. He has to put him in burnout. The combo might be too long. I think the combo's too long. The combo's too long.
Nice. He's using the low one to drain a little bit more. Yeah.
And Brian F baiting the DP. No DP or level 1 coming, but he gets that shimmy from the failed throw.
Ooh, the clutch parry from Dual Kevin.
That was so tight. Brian Efto still in a very good spot. Does not want to deal too much with the level 2. I guess want to stay close, try to maybe punish the startup.
Nice, nice crouching
gutsy,
forward.
Crouching, yeah, crouching me.
Yeah.
They're so gutsy, so good. And soon recover from the drive bar. Definitely ready to take this round.
He held his ground
drive
really
reversal.
well.
Yeah, almost.
Oh boy! No, he missed it. He wanted to get the jab into the swipe. No.
I think that was an accidental standing jab, to be honest.
No, you do 3 jabs into a swipe. That's why
He
double
burns
jab
himself
came
out right now. This might be dangerous. The guy has level 1 to fight if he gets to the corner.
Well, he can't summon level 2 arbitrarily because the stalagmites will counter it and he'll win.
Yeah. Just trying to get that drive bar back.
I mean, trying to get that final hit in Street Fighter 6 is worse than SF5.
Oh,
here comes the storm.
Almost recovered though.
Hold it, he's got to hold it,
He's
mate.
the storm that is approaching.
Oh no! It's going to do so much damage! Oh no, it's going to do so much damage and he can't do a shimmy. Oh my god, what's going on? No,
Oh, the timer's running.
Just in case, the EXDP after the minus or whatever you want to do after the minus, just the patience of blocking, making sure that you do not throw this round away. That was beautiful defensive sequence from
Hey man, he persevered. He showed tenacity. He said, I want that game. Give it to me. Nice drive reversal.
He weathered the storm.
Yeah, and he's
basically
using drive reversal now as well.
It's hard to weather.
That was that was a much needed break for Brian.
There you go.
You know, I like just every now and then jumping over sheet because you know you might just beat the anti-hero on the startup or something like that will happen, right? It whiffs or something. So just keep throwing it out, making them comfortable, make them force them to think about it.
I mean,
yes, he knows the conversion. You're sick. I love it. He knows
and
the
also
conversion.
just tagging in on that jumping, like JP has a really great jumping, so I feel like he could challenge that anti-air for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just
So
got, he's
there
just
was
got
no parry, ready to
fantastic.
press the button in the air.
He's got fantastic aerial buttons anyway. That's gonna be the round for Brian F here.
Seen it, yeah, seen it.
Boom.
Seen it too many times. So ready this time. Almost instant crouching medium punch into the conversion for the round.
It's kind of a new wind blowing from Brian's back right now.
That's what I love about those first attempts. You can start off not too great, and then you just slowly but surely find these options to come back. Wow, what a gutsy release of the drive rush into the throw. Brian F managed to walk out of it.
Listen, if there's any character I have faith in to bring themselves back in the set, it's JP. He's got every tool, plus unnecessary ones.
Yeah, this
plus
man can do
add-ons,
anything.
Plus perks, you know?
Plus extra?
Yeah.
He's the most interesting man in the world.
Well, you say that. All right,
Nice.
Babushka again. Is he going to hold parry? Yes, he will. Nice escape there. from
Nice
Dual
jump
Kevin.
over. Yeah. So slippery.
Oh, good block. Just in
Nice.
time. He
That
could have
almost-
DI'd
yeah,
that
that
back,
almost
but I
looked
don't
like
think he
it,
wanted to
yeah.
risk it. No, he don't want to risk it. All right, here comes Hurricane Rashid. Uh-oh.
Has to weather the storm once again.
Spike, and that was so nice. Actually just committed to holding the parry even though
I
the
respect
tornado
that.
wasn't there. It's like,
Oh,
you're going to
no.
try
Oh,
to
dear.
do something about it.
Oh,
and he
dear.
did.
Oh,
What a
no.
good call
Don't do
out.
amnesia. Don't do amnesia.
Oh,
No, it's too obvious. Oh, man. It gets tense, man. It really gets to you there when you want to do amnesia when you can't do it.
Sometimes,
Like
yeah.
the misplaced-
You
but at the
just
same
want to
time,
do it.
I personally think that nothing is too obvious because if it's too obvious, you shouldn't do it, and therefore
I
the opponent shouldn't
mean,
think about it.
Nice challenge from Brian.
Something to think about that. Oh, nice. That's a
So
much
good.
needed perfect parry. So good to evade the entire level 2.
He still got out of the corner.
Nah, I like the answer. I don't think that's the answer Brian wanted, but I like the answer nevertheless.
Yeah. Definitely running off that. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Good damage coming in for
big
Brian. Can he set up shop
conversion,
again?
Getting at least one portal out. Has enough
Now you gotta
bar
observe
to
for a moment.
spend for the EX portal, yes. Dual Kevin still half a bar from that level 2. Nice
Ooh,
usage
yeah.
of the spike. Stopping the
Dropping
offense.
that start up
Letting
there.
them come too close, but already in.
I think Brian slightly changed his rhythm as the zoning game in the neutral, as well as he's got more resources to work with and the health bar to work with as well. Is a throw.
Definitely seems so. Dual Kevin has been
Oh, that's legit.
struggling a little bit
Brian
more to
definitely
get
doesn't
in.
want to do the amnesia again.
That was
Oh,
legit.
nice perfect parry.
Right, are we going to see the scenario again? I wonder.
Gets the portal up.
Is he going to do Yasar first? He's going to blink. It's a showdown at high noon. I wonder whose level 2 is coming out first.
Is it going to manage
I
to
feel like
get
he's
into
gonna do the
burnout?
EX shot first.
We'll see. He's a Phantom.
He has to kind of do a buffer here. Oh, he's not gonna do anything. He's gonna get tagged by that.
I just want to commend how Dual Kevin stayed alive on the drive bar of the end of that round. Just always keeping it just above. Oh, nice teleport.
Oh yeah, the autocorrect not working properly there for Dual Kevin.
I love that Brian's finding his stride slowly but surely,
Yep.
which is really good
Yeah.
to see. And again, Jewel Kevin still got a 2-game buffer here, and I think we're going to see his Rashid elevate himself to another level. Speak of the Devil gets in. He's going to convert to the Eagle Spike and charge up. There you go. Yes, that will be delayed throw tech. If you do a delayed throw tech, the Eagle Spike will catch you.
And how is it on block after the power up?
Nice.
No, he goes full screen, so you can't punish him.
Oh, Brian trying to parry there.
Dude, this round is all dual Kevin, baby.
You know, I like the parry attempts after you've like shown Amnesia, you know the opponent kind of doesn't want to throw. So if you get the right read, you can maybe get the perfect parry, the back throw, and start setting up shop again. Kind of like showing the Amnesia, and then the parry itself might feel less risky. The dual Kevin just ready for it.
There we go. Here we go, sets up the departure, runs in and does the slide there. I can't remember what the frame advantage on hit on that was, but you
that
seldom
slide
see
has
that
probably
move.
had a 100% accuracy in this set.
The perfect parry, big damage, and he's going to burn him out. Yes, this is a perfect choice because
like
he will
this.
burn him out. And he's going to put him in the corner in the process as well. Double DI, doesn't even need the double DI. You can stun him if he wants to, but it means he's got a... No, that's a combo.
But he got the combo instead, yeah.
That's fine.
And I like... Oh yeah, this is very good right now. Does have the level 3 to counter something though. Try
so
to
clean.
take the turn back. Brian, I'm just ready.
You'll never see Rashid's level 3 unless it's to win. Like, you're never going to see it unless it's to win.
Yeah, because you can do it with level 1 anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And level 2 is too powerful.
Nice check on the dry brush. Brian really feeling the flow right now, but...
He's in there.
Yeah.
Charge up here, there you go.
Yes, that's what he wanted, a Radiant Cyclone.
He's so good at mixing up those options at the wake up and also
now
like
you'll see
just...
his level 3.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
Beautiful.
You're never going to see it unless it's going to win.
It's almost like they're just like, oh yeah, let's show them this. I heard what the commentator was saying, let me show them when you use the level 3. It's only for the kill. Here you go, Jammers, this is for you.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because this is what's crazy.
Kevin.
And I know Phenom has said something about this as well. I do agree with him because I was thinking about this months ago. Like, some of these level 2s, they're eligible to be level 3s. They really are. But it defeats the aesthetic point of Street Fighter 6. The level 3s are supposed to be cinematic. Those level 2s are not cinematic.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's crazy.
Imagine you had a 10-second cinematic before the tornado came out or before the...
It'd be pretty cool. I think there'd be a way to do it.
That would be really cool, yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty safe to say that, like, this super definitely makes Rashid what he is in this game.
Gets the full conversion to like Eagle Spike, chases him down, gets the shimmy, and that will be the round.
And that shimmy looked really great because he was using the driver just released the movement to kind of slide in and then started walking back.
Yeah, just like you said, Vicky, earlier, it's like a dance, for sure.
Yeah, it really is.
It's so elegant with it.
Charge up. No, he's going to go for the Oki instead from the dash up crouching short, and then Amnesia again, and that's going to play it safe. He's going to do double Tornabog. No, he's not. He's going to save the bar. I like this as well. And sometimes you can actually force Jewel Kevin to splurge a parry or drive gauge on parry for parrying nothing, essentially, to make it easier for you in the long term. Nice throw tech there. There we go. He's trying to burn him out, and we nearly got him. Yes, we do. But he's still got level 2 to work with from full screen, so that's still an option. That's fake. I'm pretty sure one of those is fake. Some of the Arabian Cyclone frame traps which he does is not legit, so... Oh, he tried to catch
Pretty much only the heavy version allows you from
He did the wrong
frames.
version. Oh, that's unfortunate. That was really unfortunate there for Brian. He did the wrong version.
What a check though! It gets to level 2. This is so big. Can get it going. It's actually still alive. Definitely still alive. Needs to get something going though from this mix-up. It's gonna be hard, but it's definitely doable.
Yeah, he's got to throw it.
Tries to find the shimmy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, that was such a good pickup as well with the level 2 and getting the hit and then setting it up and then going for the shimmy. It's like a true guess. Try to guess for the throw.
Drive reversal again. He had to do that nice and early as well to not deal with the mix-up afterwards or get his drive reversal blocked, because Rashid actually gets a pretty beefy punish against block drive reversal. So. There you go, back to the full screen is there. Now, sometimes you'll see Jewel Kevin with the drive gear disadvantage, but he's never really truly out of it. With the air current and the whirlwind enhancement. Yes. Stay in and...
Here comes the back throw though.
Yeah, nice little surprise dash. Haven't seen many of those. Definitely ready to work out.
Nice interruption on the drive rush.
The fireballs, yeah, just knows that Jewel Kevin wants to get through with the drive rush stand heavy kick. So ready for it this time.
Nice, I like the double departure here as well.
Just going to maintain this. Nice conversion. Burns himself out for the position
Yeah, willing to
advantage.
risk the burnout there to get out of the corner, yeah.
Brian have tried to interrupt with something and gets hit with the...
This might be a disaster. This might be a disaster.
No way.
Nice blocking, though.
He could chip him out here. If he gets this right, he can chip him out.
Oh my god, look at this.
Such great patience for Brian F. But at the end, it's gonna be hard.
Interesting.
It was a great comeback.
Alright, well, Brian's probably not happy about that in particular, so he's going to try and get this, try and salvage this game. Try and reduce the deficit here, the lead that Joel Kevin has. Alright, good check. I'll take that.
That was so good,
Well, look at the flow time on Brian there.
Because obviously it's the first part of the Arabian Sky High, so like the animation didn't finish, so of course it's going to spin. So.
Get a little taste of the cyclone powers.
Yeah, it's like this is how it feels to spin 24/7.
I want to do this more. Oh, nice check from Duke Kevin. So ready, just looking for it. Defining the moments, and Brian F. closing it. That's closing it out, right?
Yeah, no, the round's done. It's more. Oh no, okay. It's probably 3 lights.
I'm surprised too. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
wow! Straight back to the departure.
You're just like bouncing in the air first with a jump medium kick, and then on the portal itself.
Yeah, he's like, no, go there.
Nice. Yeah, he's really recognized in which moment Dual Kevin might want to do that into the heavy kick.
Yeah, and that's part of like playing.
Yeah, it's been big for Dual Kevin for the openings. So if Brian F can keep checking that and keep guessing right on when they are coming, I definitely see him getting back into this set.
But it's just part of the zoning game, right? You have to know when to stop, when people are most likely to stop in general, and then you have to find out where specific players like to change up their pattern and really take the risk to try and disrupt your zoning game or control game. So looks like Brian F has become much more comfortable in that regard here in this set. Still hasn't got any super meter to work with though.
Nice. Yeah, that was great spacing for Brian.
Yeah. I really like it. Seeing he's become so good at working around the driver heavy kick right now. It's just such a big change. Both on
he's probably
just getting out of the way to punish it.
Do you know what else he's worked around really well as well? It's his EX whirlwind shot. Like he's worked around that, and he sets up departure right before Joel Kevin wants to kind of summon it. So if he tries to use the projectile priority system, it already counters and stops him running in his track. So now, the way Brian is slowly but surely adapting and changing up when he uses certain tools like departure and the tree glide has actually been excellent stuff. Good stuff here.
Oh, nice. Little buffle with the stand medium kick. Gets the full conversion, sets up shop. Stay for a little while. Nice.
Set up shop like those street shops there?
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe they had a Black Friday.
Come buy my wares.
Hey, look,
browse my wares.
Maybe they had Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals. Who knows?
JP has the best deals for himself.
Oh, I mean, hey, you don't have to pay a penny. Nice conversion into the Eagle Spike. Pushes him away. He needs a little bit more space there, Brian, to work with.
Pushes him away for how long?
So close to burnout there. The burnout is has level 1 though. Can't stop it. If the drive wave comes, such a surprise moment, because you know just after you block something, it kind of feels harder to see those things come out. Like, of course, let's say you just block the fireball, it's such a swing of momentum. Right? There's something about the movement.
I tell you what, Vega, you might notice when you're playing as well. Do you know there's an ideal situation to DI that a lot of people don't see? So throw tech distance, when you get a knockdown from a CA, the range that's left between certain characters is perfect for DI. And people just don't see it coming.
And you know the one when you just recover from burnout?
Yes.
And then you do your driving back? That one is the best.
Ooh, nice. I like the side switch from Dual Kevin. Showing the potential of Rashid there on the side switches department.
Gonna block it out here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Brian can interrupt some of these buttons into Arabian Cyclone, but I don't think he knows.
Yeah, that's definitely a knowledge check on him.
Yes, so he's going to replenish his drive gauge, that's open for business, and what he's going to do is he's going to confiscate Brian's drive gauge, put him in burnout. He could win the game from this, actually.
He definitely can, and there is the drive impact. Just why not swing it? Has another round. Should he lose, he would have drained Brian F's meter for that round. Would be a good position. And it was such, you know, you look for it, you're thinking it's not gonna come. It's not gonna do it now. It's gonna wait a bit, and then they just do it. You're definitely not ready. You can be ready, but you have to kind of force yourself to look for it.
Oh no. Okay. Apparently we got ejected from the system.
We got some turbulence.
Oh, I bet you any money I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Hold on. It's Tuesday, isn't it?
It's Tuesday.
No, it's Tuesday, isn't it? Hang on.
It is Tuesday.
Some turbulence on a Thursday?
No,
Tuesday?
It could be, yeah, it's...
Check it, yeah.
It's Steam.
No way.
I think it's Steam.
Steam?
Dude.
Yeah. Alright, it's Steam. It's Steam. Don't worry.
My
it's got
goodness.
nothing to do with the game and nothing on our end. It's
Tuesday.
Steam. Literally, I just remembered, because I do ICFC with Street Fighter 6, we do try to avoid this problem, but I totally forgot because of the timings that you can have that Steam maintenance. Now, I literally have to rewind. Was that the start of a new game? That was the start of a new game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one.
Was it not one round in?
Hang on. Let me.
That was a certified Tuesday moment.
Let me find out here, so we try to avoid this. The maintenance won't happen for too long. I just need to.
Yeah, it's always surprising. You think like, oh well, what am I gonna do now? And then 15 minutes later, it's like, oh yeah, I can play more. Let's go.
It's like, where were we? Where were we?
It tends to happen.
Where were we? Yeah.
All right, let me see. We just need to wait momentarily. I just need to find out.
It
Right, it was a new game.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, okay. It was a new game, and it's 8-4 to Dual Kevin. Okay, just so I know, 8-4. 8-4 to Dual Kevin.
We got the archives.
Yeah, no, I've literally just looked to them right now. So I'm trying to.
Damn, he's so good.
It's too good that it's on Tuesday, though.
What do you mean?
Isn't it, Jammers? Tuesday.
I mean, what is everyone just taking the mick out how I say Tuesday? Is that how it is?
No, just think of how many things on Tuesday.
No, can we call it Turbulent Tuesday?
And then you have the bison thing.
Yeah.
Like it was Tuesday.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's many things on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know.
Now we have Steam maintenance.
The day Steam decided to have a maintenance was the best day of your life, but for me was Tuesday.
Exactly. Omaha, I can say anything and you know. You just know. You're just that good at these.
I'm the lore master.
Yeah, you are the lore master. You should actually get like some title or medal, because the lore is definitely there.
Medal
I didn't even remember the thing itself. I just know it was something about Bison and Tuesday, and I knew the second I said something like that, Ovaha would pick it up and he would tell me exactly what I was trying to say and make it sound good. Very good, Ovaha.
Always.
Sorry.
Always ready.
English is my first language, so I don't quite, not the same wavelength as you guys, you know? That goes.
Yeah.
All right, so. No, honestly, the set's been...
might be an ESL thing.
Maybe it might be an ESL thing, might not be. But yeah, no, honestly, we are waiting for Steam to come back up, and then we're going to get these guys back into the set as soon as possible. But again,
guys,
what?
Can I ask you guys, are you feeling the turbulence? Because I surely am.
I don't get it.
Was that your dad joke? Was that your dad joke?
I don't really know. I just wanted you to answer.
No.
Damn, is it too much to get an answer around?
Yeah, well, Becky hasn't answered you, so.
Becky, please.
What's turbulence?
It's like, you know.
You don't know what turbulence is? Becky, how long?
Right.
Okay,
no,
let me.
It was, no, I know what turbulence is.
Okay, so
I said it was turbulence.
I thought you said, I don't know what turbulence is. That's what I thought.
I heard that too. Nice save, Becky.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice save, Becky.
Real quick.
It's like when you drive a car and you press the turbo button, right?
Yeah, just like that. Just like that, Becky.
Is that what you think it is? Okay.
You're a great guy, you know
right.
that.
Can someone in the production room
I get
go
it because
check?
of Rashid, the turbulent wind.
Yeah, maybe.
I was thinking about Rashid's airplane stage for Street Fighter 5.
I am literally surrounded by...
I wasn't even thinking about that.
No, I'm literally surrounded by dads. It's ridiculous. Anyway.
We're having a good time regardless.
Can someone hang on, you two. Jesus, like Christ. Can someone in the production room go on a Steam profile and see if you can see the friends of the online? Just quickly. I just need someone to check that. That's all we need to do right now, because this shouldn't necessarily take long. Matches already happened. No, we're actually still in the middle of matches. It's just that there's a Steam maintenance every Tuesday, and it happens around this time. It's around 11, 15, something like that in the UK. I imagine it's 6 hours behind or something like that. It depends on... Okay, no, that's fine. Right.
Apparently, it's still down.
It's still offline. I just checked right now. So no, so I was thinking, you know, about, because I know Rashid about the turbulent wind, but I wasn't thinking about turbulence like that. I was thinking about, honestly, when you said that with turbulence, I was thinking directly Street Fighter 5. You know the stage in Street Fighter 5 where when you were on the plane,
where I got the motion sickness. So I remember that.
Yeah, so
because
I
got motion sickness.
And then it wasn't until I said, "Oh yeah, Rashid," and then repeated his quote, which is the turbulent wind, that I actually understood what you said.
You know what?
Sometimes, you know, can't be quick on everything. You know what I mean?
You know what's the best way to feel old?
No.
It's when you're playing on a motion stage like that, and then you're I'm feeling my tummy is aching. It's like, if nothing else, that makes you feel old.
I thought it was just some people who would get that and others wouldn't.
No,
but maybe it is an age thing, yeah.
Might be.
Yeah.
Might not necessarily be for everyone.
Yeah.
So there's some people.
I wonder. Do you know what? I wonder if this could affect the outcome of the last matches. If you have time to think, this is one of those situations where you would want to talk about how this could affect the mentality of the players. Now you're not really playing for the grand prize of like Capcom Cup or anything, but you still want to win, right? For as you're playing kind of like for the glory or whatever.
Well, to me, yeah. Well, to me, Brian F is like one of those 400 IQ guys, so I'm sure he's already come up with some kind of a master plan to mount the comeback. But I'm seeing some people actually saying in the chat that who won, so it's still not decided yet. It was 8-2 when... No, sorry, 8... What was it again? Jammers?
It was 8-4.
8-4.
8-4 just started a new game. And
right.
Yeah, we had seen a lot of like adaptations, especially on Brian's side. So it's becoming a really tight set. So I'm wondering if we could, sometimes we've had those sets that's been 8-4 or similar, and then we end up on the 9-9 last round. I don't think we've had that yet in Street Fighter 6, and I would really like us to get one of those games going sooner than later. So today will be a perfect day for that. I'm just gonna check as well. Sometimes you have to exit Steam.
Yeah, you have to do that because sometimes it kind of leaves you hanging like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not talking about experience, by the way.
Let's see. It seems to be.
For some people, it seems to be back already, but
it's not always. I'm definitely offline still. It'll be there though. I was thinking first that we were getting really unlucky with. We've had in the show, we've had someone like lose their internet connection throughout the set. Yeah. So it's a good thing it's not that. I remember that. You remember that one episode where we had to wait for like very long, and we had to reschedule, I think. It was something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was Street Fighter 5, right?
Yeah, definitely Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
If it was Street Fighter 6, you would definitely remember right now. So.
Yeah. But also remember the World Warrior, where we also had to, in Street Fighter 5, we had to reschedule a World Warrior event because of like Steam or like might have been the CFN. I'm not really sure. I don't remember anymore. But it was our region. Yeah. It was our region.
I remember.
It was like a year ago, actually.
It was a regional finals,
It was pretty close to Christmas. I remember.
Yeah. It was. There's something about the Finnish. Something about because the Finnish players couldn't.
Yeah.
There was something going on there, and I remember
Finland was banned from CFN.
And then we had
as a collective.
And then we had the week rescheduling for the World Warrior Finals.
Yeah.
I remember very well.
Yeah, because
and that weekend, that was the same weekend as the open beta, I think, for Street Fighter 6.
You still remember that?
Yeah, because I mean, it was a very important event for me, so I remember very detailed that week.
Remember when people were saying that you gotta tone down drive impact?
Yeah, I remember that. And I mean, it's kind of true though. You don't remember? I remember like when we were playing, people were like drive impacting everywhere. But you see now in this set, when drive impact is used, it's really like with precision. It's rarely just like a prayer and a half. It really has a goal around it. Which brings about what Item said, that it's kind of it's a really good, it's a really balanced mechanic. Which I agree on. Yeah, which I agree on, because even though you might get frustrated when you get hit by it in the corner, especially in the corner, because if you commit it to a heavy button, it's like, okay, yeah, that's like a focus attack. But you know that you could have been looking for it, and you know that the risk is the same for the opponent. Should you manage to counter it, you could even get the corner back. So
there's some answers to it. If you miss time, you can obviously like throw it, for example. You can just parry it if you have the meter, or you could just DI back, or just do, like, if your character has an option to like chain multiple lights, for example, into a special move, for example.
Yeah, that one was good, yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good option as well.
And that's something, you know, in the beginning, I would do like crouch light kick, and I would stop, and I would get hit. Like I was Zangief doing crouch light kick, and then I would stop because I didn't want to get drive impacted, and I got drive impacted. But I realized that if I just did crouch light kick, and then another light, that would have actually countered it.
Speaking of, by the way, I think Rashid is pretty good at that, because he has those spinning mixers, which have multiple hits, so it's pretty decent to deal against DI.
I love that mix-up. Empty low into crouch light kick, full conversion. Start really hard right now.
Guys, I think we're back.
Offense. Yeah, we definitely are.
I mean, if you couldn't tell already. Oh, nice. Yeah, I like that mix-up, because that does leave Rashid plus. And
dude, he was cooking that up after like the little pause there. I like that. Dual Kevin was cooking while we were on a break.
Nice conversion with the EX fireball there. Now for Brian F, it's going to be just guess the timing on that heavy. That's just what I'm going to say. If you guess the timing on when that's coming and you don't get caught off guard with the fireball, you are definitely taking that round. And Brian F, very aware, so ready, just stops it. That was very nice. And I like that it doesn't just go for the throw immediately after those mind frames, actually walks back trying to look to get a shimmy on the delayed tech, which is such a common option for the
He wanted
opponent.
to get it on hit. He still got a hit and a conversion from the Lavushka anyway, but he wanted to actually get the perfect parry into the hit to try and take away as much drive gauge as possible there from Dual Kevin.
And Roundhouse once again dual Kevin. Heavy user of that move.
Oh man, these guys are swinging. Now, when JP uses Kane normals, if you have a good low attack, you can actually hit his body and not worry about the Kane itself. I think Rashid's sweep is fairly good at doing that. I think Dual Kevin just needs to learn and get accustomed to the spacing over time. Gonna get a throw here. And then, yeah, plus frames. That is a legit frame trap.
Yeah, that's what makes Rashid so powerful in the corner, obviously. He has those
Nice,
certified frame tap with the projectile.
That's good.
That's the one you spoke of, yeah.
Yes, you can do that. He can set up departure, try and teleport behind it as well. That's a bit more risky. And that's going to be the round.
It was very good awareness for Dual Kevin to still get full usage of Tornado, though. Some parry hits from Brian F, but managed to push him out and get the mix going. To shreds.
Oh, walk up throw, I like that.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Sometimes when people are minors, they try to parry immediately, and it's like walk up throw is probably the best thing you can do.
That was such a clean standing medium kick from Dual Kevin.
That's +1.
What a tech. What a good tech. And actually takes, what a good challenge as well. Seeing those shimmies a bit too much. What an important route of decisions just to stay alive in this game. A little bit down on life bar.
Well, drive rush throw. Okay, good stuff there from Brian. Gets hit with the overhead immediately on knees. It's going to be big damage. I think he just made level 3. Oh no, he dropped it. Unfortunate. Can still burn him out though.
Yeah, he's getting so close to that burnout. Just needs to make sure not getting caught off guard. Yeah, there it is.
But
now can take his time.
If he can get close, he can activate level 2, and I think Dual Kevin can. Yeah, he's noticed it. Yeah, okay.
Such a good pickup from Dual Kevin.
I think as well, like when Brian was putting him near burnout or put him in burnout at that point, he just needs to run and activate level 2. I think Dual Kevin identified that, and he beat him to the punch to prevent that as well. That's a punish. That's a clean punish as well.
It's a good block. It's not always too easy to block it. Using that extra run just to get the throw. Already in the corners, Brian F. Nice, perfect parry. I like it, not just doing nothing first, but doing it as the string goes on. It's gonna be a harder call out for the opponent.
Nice. Once again, Dual Kevin just slipping past the projectile again from Brian.
Almost burnout. Good choice there from Dual Kevin, but a wake-up throw there from Brian. Burnout, there's the stun.
I like it, yeah.
With just a sliver of that bar left, he managed to do that.
There's some setup going on right here.
But he can replenish as much dry gauge as possible before he has to do a mix-up. Nice block. He's played Marvel.
Nice. That was such a good block.
He's played Marvel.
Yeah. And that was his main game for a long time.
Patience though, to not try to press, to just sit there and block is very good.
That's a big punish on a whiff throw.
Nice, and the port was just there to stop him from drop rushing after it. Had to wait for it. Nice with punish.
It's just power walking to the corner. JP style.
Oh, the barrage. Nice walk up crouching medium kick and punch for the anti-air.
That's the heavy, so that's plus frame.
He's gonna set up Yasar very soon.
Nice.
Here it comes. And this is it, because if Brian guesses wrong for this entire sequence, that could be the set over, because this is set point for Dual Kevin. Nice check, there you go. All right, he's learning.
Yeah, there you go. Jammers, you were talking about that before, like some of those
setups.
setups.
Because if he gets the button, that's it. Oh no.
Is he gonna be ready though?
I don't know. He's got back to
Oh, what a jump out. I love it. Just tweaking his time, waiting for it, finds the jump out. Still alive. Had to counter it. Gets the level 2 activated. What's it gonna be?
True block string. True block string.
To the overhead. Oh,
nice.
That was so sick. Because after the overhead, it's still an overhead coming, right?
Basically.
I like that micro adjustment for Brian.
That is legitimate throw.
What's it gonna be?
And that's plus. That would have been plus on block if he dealt with it, or if he blocked it, but he didn't want to deal with it there. Brian F hanging on by a thread here, mate. Still set point here for Dual Kevin. That is a whack anti-air. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say
I'm sorry.
Is, like, I have not seen
Have you not seen the timeline with Gachika? Nothing works with this man.
Yeah, this character is super reliant on the heavy spinning mixer.
Oh, don't worry. They knew what they were doing from SF5.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, what a punish on the whip throw there. But just dropped the follow-up.
Yeah, this crouch fierce is quite different.
And here again with the crouch fierce. I think Jewel Kev is looking for an empty jump. I don't think he knows what range it is. Just quite. Yeah, I think he's looking for the empty jump.
He's eating those all day
Definitely
right
is.
now.
But now the level 2 is not too far from being activated. It's not nice.
Here it
From
comes.
both sides. Get it? Yeah. He's gonna try to throw.
No, good drive reversal. He made his
That was
choice.
a great break from Dual Kevin.
Yeah,
That's still
because
good for Brian, I think. Yeah.
no, but it's good for Jewel Kevin as well because he's still got his level 2 to use.
Yeah.
If he gets the chance to activate, he'll use it.
I
don't
mean,
think
it
Brian's
looks
gonna give him a
pretty grim
chance.
about activating.
Yeah,
He's
just
still finding the
chipping away,
opening.
chipping away, chipping
No
away.
turn for you.
Not too much left. Now just gotta stay alive for this next potential offense.
There you go. Now he's gonna sit the buffer.
Yeah,
No.
Probably looking for the driver shot.
I think he, yeah. There's the EX for the buffer once again.
Drive
I
reversal,
like it.
yes, I
but
like
at the
it.
same time, this is kind of dangerous.
Burnout.
Oh,
Throw. He's gonna
Down
throw.
and out.
He's gonna threaten the stun. He's just gonna threaten the stun. Oh,
Nice interruption. What an interruption for Brian. Stays alive. Let's go.
he was like objection.
Yeah,
Objection
definitely.
indeed.
Wow, that was so brave because that was for the last round.
he's in
Still,
there.
they're doing it. I like that.
Listen,
If
they're
I
in there,
may
man.
interrupt you,
I promise you, man, these guys are doing it. And remember, Brian had a really good run in his World Warrior, the one that Jewel Kevin won. They were in the same World Warrior. He had a really good run.
yeah, got eliminated by Shi, the DJ player.
CM.
Shien.
Yes. Shout outs to him. My man's been silent playing this game, but with a DJ. I like it.
Silent play.
Nice check there.
Not ready for that delay. Yeah, not ready for that delayed drive rush.
Nice air
You
throw.
are
I think that's the first time he finds the air throw to counter it.
Oh, that's the round.
Not ready for the overhead though, Brian.
That's the round.
Yeah, unless he drops this, and that's gonna be kind of hard to do.
I think that's the round, guys.
Well, anyway, it's
Was it the round, though?
set point. Let's see what he does here, Jewel Kevin. Let's see Brian could still bring it around. Oh no, bad start here for Brian. He's gonna put him right in the corner here. He's gonna have to make a deal with the charge well shot once again. And good block, yes. He
That's
can't do
so
anything
good,
about it.
yeah. The late tech trap.
There is that level 2.
Rotate.
Nice tech.
You're gonna sneak in another one.
Oh,
and it's a force
so
get out.
hard to block this.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Down and out.
Amnesia.
Finds it.
He's not gonna double
like
up.
it. Gets the
Oh, he
setup
will
shot.
double up.
Another one.
Hey,
Okay.
yo, make it double.
Yeah.
Make my order double.
Why not? He's almost near burnout as well here, but Brian can try and steal as much damage as he possibly
Get
can
that
before he put it in a tight spot.
micro-spacing. Sorry, jammers. That micro-spacing just needed me to call it out. Oh wow, what a sweep with punish.
All right, listen, his swing's really good, and the Oki gets off that hard
Nice
knockdown
interruption
sweep is
on
excellent.
this.
Oh, that's it. That's done. Oh no! Ah, no!
The pickup, but again drops
Oh,
away.
it's
This is gonna
checkmate.
be
Mate, it's checkmate. He's gonna throw.
I want to see.
He's gonna throw.
I wanna
mate.
see.
He's gonna throw.
No way. No way. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
That was so good.
And mate, there you have it. One of the most powerful whirlwinds in the world. Hurricane Rashid prevails over all. Make sure you stay at home. The weather reports get a bit crazy at this time of year. But let me see those GGs in the chat because Jewel Kevin Capcom Cup qualified, by the way. Getting the Rashid prepared for the finals. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. It's a pleasure to see that. It was absolutely a pleasure to see that there. And it was great to see Brian adapting over time. Slowly but surely got there. Maybe too little too late, unfortunately for him. But hey, you know what? We got some GGs over there. I definitely wanted to see that go the distance a little bit more. But hey, we are going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to get the guys in the chat. We talk about the matchup and ask them some further questions regarding Street Fighter 6 as well. That was fun. We'll get to see how much they love each other's level 2s. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Turbulent Tuesday.
right, everyone, welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets featuring Brian F and Dual Kevin. If you are just joining us, the set is over. We actually done things at a shorter or at a much earlier time. So if you are just joining us, the games are going to start. Or voila, I tricked you all. We got the set nice and early out of the way here. It's good. Now we got Dual Kevin and Brian F here. Is that right? Can you guys hear me loud and clear once again?
Hey, yeah, we're here.
Perfect, perfect. Dual Kevin, once again, thank you very much. And congratulations for winning the set 10-5 there with Rashid. Rashid's looking strong. The last time I checked, there was a couple of sets you didn't know, but it seems like you know them now. Like, what happened? Did you have a revelation with Rashid overnight or something? Talk to me.
So, like, I feel like set play, the mix-up games, never been my strong suit. If you look at any of the games I've played, Street Fighter 5, the other games I've played, like, I've never been an expertise when it comes to set play. And even then, if you saw the set right there was like some mix-ups I was kind of off on. But this past week, like getting back on Rashid, past week and a half, 2 weeks, I told myself like, yo, let me actually like learn the sequences now, because it's a cheap character, you know, like the set play is there, the mix-up game is too strong to not have that down packed.
Okay.
So the past couple of weeks, that's what mostly I've been labbing.
Now, like, I remember at the start, people didn't think Rashid was going to be that strong, but then other people said, well, that's a very complex tool set. It's just going to take time to kind of unravel it, and then get used to mastering it as well. And then obviously, shouts to Brutus, he called it. He said, once Gachigan wins, you'll all change your mind. And lo and behold, that happened. Everyone did change their mind. Do you think Rashid has potential to go even further in the game, or do you think people have hit a cap with him or something? Or is that too early to say?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could say that for like a lot of characters in this game. The game's still early on, so every day, like a lot of characters are getting better and better, and that includes Rashid. So, people, I mean, Gachigan kind of like, I don't know if anybody was doing it before, probably, but like the overhead as a poke, I wasn't even doing it that much. But he was using like overhead as a poke, you know, he's doing mixer as a poke. On counter hit, you get a combo for both of those, and it moves you forward, right? So sometimes you're just holding down back from a distance, not expecting to get hit high. Then you just randomly get poked by the overhead, and he's plus, you know, or safe on block.
Yeah,
the meta is always developing.
No, of course,
That's
and obviously
really
with a system like this, you're just going to find new things like probably every 2 matches or so when you really think about it, how flexible certain things can be. Let me ask you this, because I spoke to Big Bird about this when he was in London a couple of months ago. Do you think this version of Rashid is stronger than SF5's version, or do you think it's the other way around? I think SF5 version is better than this one, but SF6 is more fun. What do you think?
If we're talking about, I definitely think that Street Fighter 6 version is definitely more fun.
Yes.
If we're talking
pure strength, do you think SF6 is better than 5 or the other way around?
Like, Rashid's best season was probably season 3, and I guess relative to the meta, he might have been better in Street Fighter 5. I think.
Okay, interesting.
Probably better in Street Fighter 5.
I like that. All right, one more question. Go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go,
no, I was gonna say like I think like the neutral game is better in Street Fighter 5.
Okay.
But the set play is better in this game because throw loops. Also because of level 2.
Yeah.
I mean, level 2 got 5 hits instead of 3 for the longest time. It became 4 at some point in Street Fighter 5.
Well, yeah, it came 4. I do say to people as well, I think what really helped Rashid's level 2 in this game, or his V-Trigger 1, as you want to call it that, is the projectile priority system. That's what really helped it.
Yeah.
Because even if people throw out EX, some people, you might have had this in your matches, you'll get this. You throw it out there, people just throwing projectiles, like, what are you doing? It's like, this doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, they try to fight back, but they can't fight back, bro. Not against level 2.
So, I mean, let me ask you this, because I do play a bit of Rashid myself. Do you find it like annoying or challenging when people just hold parry against it, or you're like, please, I embrace the parry, let me build some meter by throwing you? Do you have any challenges with that, or?
Right now I do. I think there's still some strings I'm not really doing to like kind of like blow it up, or not like blow it up exactly, like punish them for parrying, but like after you're done parrying, like what's the pressure there?
Right.
Again, I'm still like learning all the sequences and everything. So once you see them parry, you do the right pressure strings, you can, and they do the regular parry, right? Not perfect.
Yeah.
You can still pressure them even afterwards. So I'm still finding those kind of sequences that stealing from the other Rashids. You know, looking at all the other Rashid players to see what they develop to. So,
well,
there's something there.
You've got plenty of time to definitely get that ready, and you're on the right track, which is great to see.
Yeah.
So,
How long did it take before you felt like, okay, this character is actually very strong? Was it like immediately as the character was dropped, or did it take some weeks or months before you started like really believing in him?
It felt like, the first week the character came out, I was messing with him.
Oh,
I mean, he was,
fast.
yeah. I mean, you could see Twitter's like bigger than it was before, like in Street Fighter 5 days, right? So
Wow.
like you see people throw out tech left and right every day, every hour when the character was released, right? So you see so many characters expanding the character strengths and everything. So it develops faster than in previous games when it comes to like meta developing and everything.
Oh, okay, I get that. Now, Brian, got to talk to you now. Like, you were actually showing real promise in the latter part of that set, and I actually thought you had definitely about 3 or 4 more games in the tank there. Unfortunately, you couldn't bring it back further. What were you thinking about while you were learning the Rashid matchup in this set? I am curious.
I was thinking, when was my Dayquil going to kick in? I think this is I'm a little sick, so I was a little unhappy with the timing of this illness. I wanted to show up sharp, but also I feel like Street Fighter 6 is very demanding on being warmed up and sharp, and I feel like early on in the set, Kev was really good at using the Arabian Cyclone. Is that the name of the move?
Yeah, the one on the ground.
Yeah, the one where he's able to steal turns and get his sequences going. Yeah. I didn't check any of that in the first half of the set whatsoever, so he's able to loop a lot of turns with that, and that's what allows, his level 2. If you look at it from zoomed out, the level 2 is super strong, and you might think, oh, that's like the checkmate scenario, but Rashid still has to get the hit to set it up. Like, JP can punish almost every raw level 2 with Spike or level 3 or something. So he still has to get the hit to get that going, and the way he got the hits a lot of the time was through, like, stealing a turn with that. And I just wasn't sharp at all in the beginning. Nice. Started checking in a bit more at the end. So I just feel like, I think Kev was just playing super sharp and played really good, and I was just not sharp, especially in the beginning. So that's about it.
Okay.
He just played better. What can I say?
It's interesting that you bring up being sharp with this game. I do find a lot of players. I hear an average number, but I think sometimes it depends on player to player. Some people say they can't play this game for longer than 2 hours. Some people say, look, my session with this game is, it's just a stream session and I'm done. I'll do my tournament run, then I'll turn it off. Is the game mentally taxing to play each and every day, or is it kind of your mindset going into it? If you have something to do with the game or have something to learn, then you can play it for as long as you want. I don't know, because I'm getting back into playing the game because I've had to study so much commentary for the game recently. But is it just too taxing every time you turn it on, or is it more fun when you have something specific to do?
No, I think it's I can empathize with people who say that, because if you're trying to play it 100% the entire time, it can be very difficult. It's also very easy to just keep grinding at not 100% and keep playing, because I think it has an addicting game loop. So I've definitely played super long sessions, way longer than that. Are they as productive for improving and getting better? I don't know. maybe you get diminishing returns later on. But yeah, there's so many things to look out for and to be wary of, that it can be a bit more mentally taxing in that regard than like Street Fighter 5. But I just feel like you have to be really warmed up in this game to be in the right mindset of what to look for.
Let me ask you both this then, since you guys still actively compete. When do you know when you've warmed up? After like 1 first to 3, maybe after 1 rank session with a diamond and you can't get any MR points? So like, when do you know when you've warmed up?
For me personally, I don't know. That's a tough question. I feel like if I could solve that, I would perform so much better. Because I think for me, I have a lot of valleys and peaks with my gameplay in Street Fighter 6 right now. And so I can definitely feel when I'm in the zone. But getting there it's always been kind of an indirect process. I don't have that nailed down, but I definitely find that I need to play a lot before getting into like a tournament setting the same day of, or else I tend to play really bad early on. I found that consistent, more so than Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5 I wanted to warm up too, but I feel like it's even more impactful in this game, and that just might be because it's 7 years of playing a game versus 6 months, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I haven't really found that direct answer. It's more like I can feel it when I'm there, but how did I get there? I don't know.
Okay, no, I completely understand that, because it's still a journey that we're all on in terms of getting good at this game, better than our previous selves of this game. Kevin, what about you? Do you know when you've warmed up, or do you kind of warm up as you play in a tournament or something like that?
No, I actually have specific ways of like knowing when I warm up. Actually, like in the other set game that we shall not name, specific assist call. Like I would actually find a player that would play a Doom assist, and if I was ready to like punish that assist accordingly, is when I know, okay, I'll be ready for any kind of other assist or any other situation. It takes hyper awareness, right? For any fighting game, you have to be on point, right? Street Fighter 5, it was where I would place my buttons. I guess like the shotos mostly. So like that's why it was actually I didn't mind Luke so much being in top tier, because if I knew my button placements were proper in terms, not even just whip punishing, but like poking wise, like if it landed correctly, if I was paying attention to him walking a certain way, and then I landed my poke, that's when I knew I was warmed up for it. It was really specific, actually. I actually took that into account for both games I played.
Okay, no, again, situational awareness or self-awareness in that regard is actually really good.
Yeah.
I like that, and I like that you've observed that as well. Thank you for sharing that with us.
That's actually really cool that you had this measurement that you could use to see if you're warmed up. I've never had that, so I need.
Oh yeah,
that was very
interesting. I think if you combine Brian's answer by feeling or knowing when you're ready,
basically,
with Jill Kevin's answer, I think a lot of people kind of subconsciously do it. Like there's something you might react to. You're like, okay, I'm good to go. You might not pinpoint what it is, but I'm ready now. I'm ready now.
No, I understand.
Right. No, but I like both answers from the guys.
Yeah, that was very good.
Going back to Brian, I've got to ask you specifically regarding JP's level 2. Because I do see this a fair bit. When is the best time to activate? Because I start to see a lot more JP players activating it when, their opponent has like 3 drive stocks or less. Because are you aiming for the burnout, or are you just trying to get a mix up there? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, there's like strings you can do which are almost airtight. And there's some, you can kind of wiggle around and go high-low with your crouch and maybe squeeze out of the gas. But there's certain strings where, like, if you're 2 bars of drive meter and I put you in a block string, or like 2.5 bars, you pick your poison, right? You either drive reversal or you block it all. Either way, you're going into burnout. So I like to force that situation a lot if I can. So that to me is really powerful. It's like, hey, why not? Like, I already got you here. Just do this, put you in burnout, and we'll go from there. And oftentimes people just get clipped because there's just like a high-low mix into the level 2 already. So I really like that route to take. And other than that, there's a lot more utility. So if you need to force a situation to like just slow down momentum, just like stand first into level 2, I find is pretty good.
Yeah.
Get a strike throw mix and just at least slow them down and potentially get more out of it. And there's other utility for like punishing raw fireballs and things of that nature, which to be honest, I need to improve at. That's one thing I think I don't utilize enough that I see other JP players do. So it's an 8 frame. Is it?
I think it's 8
frames of recovery.
8 frames in like total or something like that. It's really fast.
Yeah,
well,
I believe it's 8 frames.
I think the projectile's a little longer. JP recovers in 8 frames, and I think the projectile hits a little bit later. So I don't know. I don't off the top of my head. I don't have the exact number, but it's pretty fast. Like it'll punish fireball recoveries on reaction from full screen essentially. And so I think that's another good use for it. And then I'll of course just damage combo conversions, things of that nature. So it definitely has a lot of utility, and even more so than I have maximized for sure. It's definitely something I'm still improving with.
No, I like that answer. It actually leads me to my next question. I think you've partially answered it. I've seen, Broski's dropped off the character. I've seen 1 or 2 other people dropped off him. It's mainly due to boredom. Do you think JP's boring? I don't know if you can give me an objective standpoint from that, but do you think JP can be boring?
No, I think JP's very fun. The thing is, I think the final end game of him is the most fun part about him.
Okay.
And the problem is, I think against like 90% of the player population, you can play such a super basic game plan and it'll just crumble and fall apart. But I think he still has a lot of room for hyper optimization and situational pickups and conversions, which is what I really like, and that's what attracted me to other characters like Oro. If you get the burnout mix up with the set play, with the portals and the level 2 and the high-low fuzzies, like, it starts to get real gnarly, and that to me is the most fun part about him. You're just not always going to get into those situations. They're rather rare, even though that was like all the Twitter highlights in the first month, right? But they're actually kind of rare to get in that situation. So I do think he's very fun. I can understand why some people would get bored of him, or especially bored of fighting him. But I think he's very fun. But I also understand why Broski went to Aki. I was playing Aki myself and having a lot of fun, but then I had to go travel, and I was busy in tournaments, so the schedule didn't really work out for me to go all in on Aki. But there's definitely other fun characters in this game that have some set play. Aki's one of those characters, so definitely they both kind of scratch that itch, I think.
No, I like that. There's real investment characters. Now it leads on to my next question, and I want to ask this to the both of you. I hear this with players here and there, but I want to hear it from you too. We'll get Brian's opinion on this first. When you play fighting games, do you prioritize fun over winning or winning over fun?
I think the process to win is the fun part, right? But there's always a limit to that. Like, there's no way I could force myself to play a character just because this is the objective best or whatever. Even though I don't think that really exists in hardly any game. It's very hard to determine an objective best character or best way to play. So to me, it's the goal of trying to get good to win with the character that I enjoy to play. Right, that's definitely the path for me, and I think that's the path for pretty much almost every player. Like, there's very few people on the planet that are 100% only playing to win. I think the vast majority of top level fighting game players play to win with the hint of passion that drives them to play a certain way, right? And that's why I really respect players like look at the Tokido or other players throughout history that quickly adapt to the meta and just pick whatever they think is the most efficient strategy to win and do it regardless of how they personally feel about it. I really respect that, where other people will call them like tier or something else. You know, they'll have some unsavory descriptions for what they'll call those people.
Tier, like, you know, grabbers.
Tier enthusiasts, right? They'll call them tier enthusiasts. But to me, I find that to be extremely difficult to do. So any player who can like drop whatever they're doing and pick whatever the best way to win is and do that, I respect that. I also respect people who are character specialists and stick with them through thick and thin. So you have to have fun. For me personally, I think most fighting game players are like that. You have to have fun with the character you're playing.
Okay. Joel, Kevin, what about you? Do you share the same sentiment, or have you got a slightly different perspective?
Yeah, basically. I mean, I'm lucky to be in a position where I played a bad character.
Lucky for some, hey.
Yeah, it just happens to be that way. But like, there has to be some fun to it. Otherwise, yeah, I would have picked whatever top tier, the top 2, top 1 even. But sometimes my character happens to be in a top 3 conversation, like now. But yes, there has to be some fun involved in order for me to want to win as well. Otherwise, I'm just not going to play it.
No, I respect that, because sometimes I hear from the players, it's like, don't you find winning fun? And as Brian said, it's the process of improving and just getting better with that character and understanding those nuanced situations that people find fun. So you see the end goal. That's where the pure entertainment and kind of the elation comes from. And some people don't necessarily reach that goal, which they kind of just get bored before that. Or I kind of use Guile as an example, right? Because what Guile does is, if you're in the pilot seat, it might actually be fun because you're throwing sonic booms, you're flash kicking. But the fun part is you're stopping the opponent from playing the game. That might be where your fun is. It might not actually be what Guile's doing. It might be that you stop the other guy from having fun. And that's where some people derive the fun
That's the best kind of fun.
Oh, for some people it is, some people it isn't. Oh, go on.
Sorry, and you do get to do a lot of stuff. Like, maybe the opponent doesn't get to act as much, but you definitely get to, like, you get your perfect out, you get your spacing for the
your shooting,
whatever. So you get to do a lot of things that probably will get you like hyped for what you're doing anyway. So
of course. Now
I actually have a question for Brian F. I wanted to ask him, since you've been playing JP from the launch of the game up until this point, I wanted to ask you, is there anything what is the most surprising thing that you've discovered about JP during the whole learning process? Is there like a certain normal that you first thought was like pretty bad, but then you thought like, hey, this is actually amazing for this specific thing? Is there like something that surprised you during the playtime of JP in this game?
I think one thing that's my perspective has changed on, I guess, is like everyone likes to focus on OD Amnesia as being like so over the top about the character, but to me I feel like it's really EX Portal. I think that move is so strong. It just it stops the neutral game, and you can also potentially apply mix-ups with that. So to me, that's something that, where my opinion has shifted over time, where it's like, man, just throwing out OD Portal, if there's a lull in neutral, right? Like, just like, oh, you left a gap here, or we're kind of dancing back and forth. OD Portal, I'm in control for a little bit here. So I think that move was not originally, like, that strategy wasn't originally kind of in my wheelhouse, like pre-Evo. And then since then, I've come to realize how strong it is. Just throw that out and jail people potentially. Sometimes they get caught in the vortex. They get sandwiched between the two portals, and then you just randomly teleport, and they might get crossed up. So yeah. So that was to me the biggest shift in perspective. I guess the day one though surprise was I picked JP day one and did my placement matches, and I had no idea what I was doing and won 10-0. That was the other surprise.
A pleasant surprise.
Well, I mean, it can happen.
I think a lot of people's opinions of JP are fueled by that day one experience of the barrage of projectiles, and nobody knows what's going on, and JP's just chucking things.
Well,
so
I mean,
that was a big surprise.
I feel really sorry for anyone who hates the color purple, because you're getting that in abundance when you go up against him. It's interesting how that is, because again the perspective of things change over time, and I think with JP, I know people still like lament about OD Amnesia, but JP actually is very good at stopping people from actively moving in a game that encourages you to be aggressive. So like you just get that split second of just hold the brakes just for a second so we can look at what everyone's doing on the screen. I think JP's very excellent at doing that.
And on OD Amnesia, I just want to say I think that move is really cool in that it requires a completely different set of counterplay from every other reversal that's ever been in the game. Okay. I do think it's over the top with the reward and everything, and probably should go away if you hit JP. But I like the idea of like this reversal where it still gives you a chance to fight back, right? You can do meaty jab and then potentially mix them up after, but then there's like the ticking time bomb on top of you to force a decision. I think there's an interesting dynamic where it's like there's still mind games after the reversal is activated. But yeah, obviously the reward is a bit too absurd on certain activations. But I think that move's kind of cool. I don't know. I feel like if they toned down the reward, people would appreciate it a bit more. Yeah. It's a DP that you get to fight back after, except it does too much damage on hit. So I think that, I don't know. Overall, I feel like it's an interesting move. I like situations that allow the players to interact a bit more in that way. So I hope they get creative more in the future as well with other reversal options or moves like that. I think they had a clever idea with Amnesia.
It's fun to watch.
Well, yeah, when it's us. When you're on the receiving end. I mean, I
absolutely.
Don't know, man, with the way the
right. When you go for the throw, Amnesia pops. It's not very fun to watch yourself die.
It's like, oh brother, here we go.
Well, I mean, OD Amnesia is a legit counter to throw loops, and people want throw loops gone. So I don't know. Well, as soon as we get a better idea of the direction of this game, is going to be interesting. But no, I want to shift back to Dual Kevin real quick because we do have a limited time to ask you guys some questions. So, Joe Kevin, you qualified for the Cup now, and there's been a lot of talk about people entering things they shouldn't when they've qualified for the Cup. So my question to you is first, just because I've got a memory of a goldfish. US Midwest has not had an online premiere yet. Is that correct?
Right. It's in January.
Okay. Right. Now, my next question to you is, are you planning to enter that for practice, to earn some money, or are you just going to sit back and enjoy the Spark show?
For practice and for money, I'm entering, yes.
Okay. Now, my question will be to you is, do you think people who are qualified for the Cup should not enter the other way to qualify for the Cup? Do you think they should just sit back and watch and let someone else qualify, or? I
disagree with that right now. Like, due to the incentive of money being there, then I think anybody should be able to enter. But back then, it used to not be like that. If for those who don't know, just play Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 5 definitely had that in 2020, I believe, where qualified players can enter and there was no money involved. So they just entered just for the fun of it or whatever, right? That I think if you're qualified, you should not be allowed to enter. But ever since they added the pot to it, then yeah, anybody should enter at that point. And even during that time where people kind of like would talk trash about the players for entering, but that's never been the player's fault. It's just,
well,
if that's how the rule is.
You can never deny, sorry to cut you off there, you can never deny a player to enter a tournament. I've always stood by that, right? So. If there's something for you, again, for players, it's their job, and again, it's because if you don't let one person play for whatever reason, then you got to do it against everybody else. But because, like you said, there's a monetary incentive, you should be allowed. Obviously, the spot's going to be handed down to someone else, and the second place guy might not feel like it, but I could never say, right, unless there's a specific reason why I banned you from this event, I am not allowing you to enter this tournament. You should feel free to enter it. That's my opinion on the situation there. And I feel you share the same sentiment in that regard as well.
Because you could really argue like when the incentive of like money wasn't there, right? Like you could really argue like, oh yeah, I'm going for practice. I'm going just for fun. I'm going to stream for content, So it's like the incentive could really be anything at that point if the money wasn't involved. So people shouldn't like really like bag on anybody who's trying to compete and enter it if the rule doesn't stay otherwise, you know. So, but right now, yeah, I'm going to enter for sure, and it's mostly for the practice and money. Yeah.
Okay, fair. Brian, what about you? What's your opinion on this whole, people who have already qualified entering?
As long as there's sufficient incentive to ensure that players do not collude or throw matches, then absolutely enter. Right? And what you're trying to avoid is lame duck matches and match fixing. That's the whole goal, right?
Yeah.
So if there's no incentive for the player to actually win, the qualified player can specifically throw matches, put themselves in losers to try to take out their biggest opponent and try to prevent them from getting second rather than staying in winner's bracket, or purposely lose a match to their friend and allow them to proceed into a match. Like there's potential for collusion. That's the concern. So as long as you actually have proper incentives to mitigate collusion, then I think you should do whatever you want, right? Enter if you want to, don't enter if you don't want to. I don't think it matters. But that's the only issue that the TOs have to set up proper incentives to make sure that those issues don't arise. So yeah, without money, I think it's a big problem. I mean, players have openly talked about that in the past. I want to purposely knock this person out so that they can't go to Capcom Cup because they're the bigger threat. So I'm going to actually try to gun for them in bracket somehow. If that means throwing a match in winners to go to losers and meet up with them, then so be it. So that I think is whack. But it's up to the rule set to discourage that. So I don't think any player should ever be faulted for whatever choice they make. I think it's 100% the responsibility of the Capcom Pro Tour and their rule set and the TOs, and the players should never be held responsible for the results of those rules. And I think if community members do hold them responsible, I think that's kind of lame. The goal is to win. You exploit the rules to the best of your ability. You exploit the game engine, you exploit the character, whatever it is. Do whatever it takes to win in the framework that we're presented. So if there's a problem with the rules, fix the rules. That's always my opinion.
Do you know what? Sometimes I don't know about you, Brian, or you, Kevin. There's sometimes I feel with certain things that have happened with Street Fighter 6 right now, I do feel some people are getting angry at the wrong people, and they're venting at people they can publicly see or hear, and it's like
even like giving praise. Like at the wrong times, like Mena said he didn't want to enter, right? Because he's friends with Do and Punk. And it's cool. Like, I actually respect the fact that that's the reason why Mena doesn't want to enter his CPT East. But people are like, yeah, like he's playing it right. Nobody should be entering. So it's good on Mena for doing that. Like, bro, don't be praising just for that. It's cool that Mena's not doing it for these kind of reasons, but no, that's not. I don't think that's the right.
It's cool to do what feels right for you. There's 2,500 reasons to enter.
Yeah.
Right. I think people have missed the fact that there's big money. Like, think of it in the inverse. The people who had their CPT online premiere early, and then they were in the World Warrior Regional Finals. The World Warrior Regional Finals had a lot of money.
Yes.
There's the entire. If you qualified for the top 8, you immediately made $300, and the CPT premieres only pay out 4th place and above.
Yeah.
And top 4, and then all of World Warrior Regional Finals, all top 8 gets paid, and then on top of that, you make more money for first in the regional finals than you do for the open premiere. It's 3,500 versus 2,500. So it would be stupid if you had qualified through a premiere to not go for your regional final, because that's money. That's accolades for your career to add to your resume to potentially build your brand and get better sponsorship deals, and it's just flat out cash. If you're a player, you do these things to build your brand and add, put money in your bank account, put food on the table. So you can't fault players for entering. If anything, I would encourage players to enter, and then if you personally choose not to, that's your personal choice, and we can all respect that.
It's down to their volition indeed. But yeah, this is why I think Twitter's not a real place, because some people they argue pointless arguments and they praise the wrong things or don't really look at things in their entirety. So it's very, very interesting how things go. Right, I've got time for one more question. Unless Veggie or Vaha, you got a question you want to ask before I ask this last question for the guys before they go?
Go for it, man.
As Veggie disappears, I don't know what Veggie did. I hope I didn't upset him for the 1,000th time.
That was the turbulence today.
Know, it could have been something.
That was the turbulence.
Right, so let me just ask this question while Veggie figures out what he's doing with himself. Anyway, so yes, gentlemen, the costume 3s are coming out this Friday, I believe, for everybody in the default. Yeah, the default lineup, not the DLC characters. I wanted to get your opinions. We'll get Brian's opinion on this first. I wanted to get your opinions. Do you think this is what Capcom should do going forward? They should have a theme and release it for all 18 characters at one time? Or do you think they should go back to, what they used to do in Street Fighter 5, where only like 6 characters get these costumes and then another 7 characters get it at a later point or something like that? Do you think it'll be a good direction if they just said, all right, here's costume 4, they're here for everybody, pay for them, or do you think they should do selected characters for selected themes?
I am not sure. My main concern is the frequency of updates. So if you could potentially release them sooner by doing smaller packs, then maybe I would be for that. I just feel like these costumes were definitely needed for visual variety. I think that it helps the game feel extremely fresh, even if nothing has actually changed. Just giving your eye something new to look at. Same character, same gameplay, same everything, but new costumes, new colors will definitely help the game just pop a lot more and feel a lot more vibrant and new. So I think costumes are actually, and cosmetics in the main game, not in Battle Hub for your avatar, in the main game, are actually really important for that. So I hope they find a way to increase the speed of those sorts of updates, that sort of content.
Okay.
Same thing goes for colors. I'm on my soapbox right here. I think the colors need to be unlocked for tournament setups and for players without having to do things like playing single player mode, or make them more accessible so that there's more visual variety rather than everybody using default costume color 1, color 2, because I think that makes the game look more stale, and then it prevents players from having their signature costume and color combination, which was a key part, I think, of Street Fighter 4 and 5. You could kind of identify players by their loadout, their color, their costume, and people would have signature colors. And right now we don't have that, and it makes the game look more stale because everyone uses the same costumes and colors. So I'm just hoping for more variety and more steady trickle of content in that regard, and I'm excited for the costumes because it's definitely needed.
No, you know what? One of the greatest things, before we get Jill Kevin's answer, one of the greatest things I like about Capcom Cup is when everything's unlocked and there's a vast majority of players, and it's like, right, this guy's using Balrog color 7, this guy's using, Abigail color 2, costume 3, and outside of the band costumes, of course. So it's like when they have the different varieties of colors and costumes, and there's tons of high-level tournament matches going on, it looks like an amazing spectacle to watch. I really like that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure down the line we'll get all that stuff.
By the way,
what's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to, if you were not asking something in between, I wanted to ask one more short question.
I wanted to get Jill Kevin's opinion on the costumes coming out. Yeah, Jill Kevin, do you think this is a good idea or good thing they're doing right now? They're just going to release the costumes all at one time, or do you think they should go back to Christmas theme for these 7 characters, Halloween for these 8 characters, and so on and so forth?
I guess as soon as we can, right? Like if it takes 6 characters at a time, but it's faster that way, so it creates this illusion that we're getting costumes faster, even though you're not getting your character's costumes until the 3rd set of costumes come out, right? So but that would equate the same amount of time if all 18 were coming out at the same time, Maybe, I guess it would get some people happy, not everyone, but some people, and it makes everyone think that costumes are coming out quicker. Ideally quicker with all 18 characters having or 20 characters having costumes out. But I'm sure that's a lot harder than I would know.
Oh,
so
we'll probably have Chun-Li getting another 17 costumes down the line, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. Ovar, what about you? You wanted to ask something before we let the guys go?
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask both Brian and Kevin about their favorite costume of the upcoming costumes. So we can start with Dual Kevin. What is your favorite from the ones?
I actually really like Luke's costume, the nostalgic costume.
Okay.
I was actually afraid it was gonna not look good in Street Fighter 6, but it ended up turning up pretty well.
Huh.
Nice. Other ones, I can't really. I like Geefs. I'm really liking Geefs. Off the top of my head, those two come out up top. Yeah, majority of them look pretty good in general, so I think most people are pretty happy about it.
Nice. Brian, what about you? What was your favorite costume?
I think Zangief is up there for sure. I'm a fan of JP's. I think it looks sick as well. Obviously biased there, but I think cool. To me the top 2, not necessarily even my own personal opinion, but the ones I think are going to have the most impact, I think are the Marissa wedding dress.
Yeah.
I think that's I think that and Jury's
onesie.
Onesie, I think those 2 costumes are going to move units for Street Fighter 6. I think they have the potential to have a life outside of the game, and I think you're going to see every cosplayer ever get their onesie game on with that Jury costume. It's such a free cosplay. It's so easy to do. And then I think the Marissa wedding dress will also be referenced a lot. So I think those two costumes are the ones that might have like a life outside of the game and actually move units for Street Fighter 6.
Okay. I love how Brian put that in the nicest way possible. The costume has a life outside of the game. He put that so well. Eloquent Brian F. I like that. Right, gentlemen, I believe we are just about out of time with you guys because we do have to close out the show as well.
I just want to apologize. My internet connection
Where the hell did this guy come from?
That was the turbulence.
How? Do you know what? This
so
guy's
sorry.
timing is insane today. The moment I ask him a question, he leaves. And then the moment I say, right, we've got Club to show you, I'm back. All right. Well, whatever you had
really
to do.
sorry.
Hopefully it didn't take... we probably lost him again. Anyway, gotta love Veggie. Unreliable as always. Fantastic. Right, gentlemen, can we pull up the fight card so that people know where to follow Brian F. and Jill Kevin? It looks like Veggie's just cut out. Yeah, this is brilliant. But yes.
Oh, no.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this section of the show because, like I said, we are switching things up. And this is where you guys can follow these two. They do have Twitch accounts. They do have Twitter accounts or X, whatever you want to call it these days. But, of course, I want to give you guys the podium. Any last words? Anyone you want to thank? Jill Kevin, you first.
No, shout out to all the Rashid players. I've been stealing tech like crazy the past 2 weeks. So that's really all I have to shout out, really. It was a fun time.
Respect.
Appreciate y'all having me.
No, much appreciated. And then Brian, I don't think I personally congratulated you on when you got over 100,000 subs on YouTube. So well done in that regard. I think, have you got like 130 now? I can't remember what
Something like that, yeah. There's been a lot of people tuning in. So shout out to everyone who's been supporting on the YouTube channel, Twitch channel, all that. Appreciate you guys for watching. And just shout out to everyone enjoying fighting games and Street Fighter 6 and supporting the community, and Capcom for keeping this competitive scene and going like this with the Capcom Pro Tour. It's always a lot of fun to compete, talk about, speculate. So shout out to Capcom for that, and for you guys for bringing me on the show again. It's always a good time. So thank you very much.
I'm actually looking forward to your... I hope there's a No Neutral episode coming this week regarding CBT Japan. I think it's Japan this week.
I might not be involved in that one because my voice just came back today.
Oh, okay. No,
so,
I get that. I use my voice all the time for this stuff, so I get that.
Yeah, this week was all off.
All over the place, mate. But no, hopefully you're on a speedy recovery. You're getting better. You're on the mend anyway. So at least hopefully you've gone through the worst of it. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow these two lovely gentlemen. Jill Kevin will be in the cup. Maybe Brian F will join him as well. Then he'll send you a video of how he accidentally qualified for the cup again.
Good luck on that. That's the plan.
Who knows? It is a thing there. But yes, gentlemen, when you are ready, you can leave the Discord call, and I'll drop you guys a message. Thank you guys once again. Because we do have to close out the show here. But no, always a pleasure speaking to you both. And I'll speak to you guys again soon.
Thank you,
guys.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right.
Look at this guy.
Well, look at that. You're glad you decided to drop on by and join us. Is he there? Is he gone? I don't know. He looks like I don't know what's going on. We can see him. I don't think he can see us. Anyway, we'll pretend.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. Hello.
No, I've gone years without having any issues with my internet connection. So then it just happens twice in a row.
I mean,
I really hope it doesn't happen again.
For what do I owe the pleasure, Veggie?
I mean, I
glad you decided to pop in.
Work all I could just to get right back into it.
That was the turbulent Tuesday.
Well,
that was a turbulent Tuesday. There was Steam maintenance. There was Veggie's internet maintenance, maybe.
Look, it does happen.
It's linked to Steam by any chance?
What did you ask me when I disconnected, Jammers?
I asked if you wanted to ask any other question before I asked my final question.
It's all over, Veggie.
You kind of you released all of your unnecessary hatred on me, and you just left. Like a guy who's done with work, because I'm done with this job. I'm leaving. And I was like, okay. I wasn't going to give you your severance pay anyway. Like,
so just relay for me. How long did it take until you realized that I was this?
Anything after 4 p.m. becomes tomorrow's problem.
Well,
was it like a long wait? Or
no, it was just a matter of like 3 to 4 minutes.
I'm really sorry, but it's kind of out of my control, and
You'll never be forgiven.
So
you'll never be forgiven.
We're gonna drop you a little surprise here. We done it last week, and the Capcom community manager wants to drop it in this week, so we're going to show you guys something real quick. It looks like we've found out we found 2 guys in this lobby. I don't know what costume the community manager's wearing. I don't know what he gets up to in his spare time, but Looks like someone's looking forward to the Jury onesie anyway. Now, I think I saw... We're having an Avatar fight, and...
Oh, wow.
We got sold a dream. Well...
Oh, there's another turbulent connection error here.
Damn, what kind of airline is this? This airline is terrible.
Dude, these wins are just too much right now.
What's going on?
They tell you the itinerary and the flight and the... Yeah, this is...
Oh, wow.
Damn, I almost swore I was about to get in so much trouble for saying what
There's
this
some
actually
bumps
was,
on this
but
ride
anyway.
for sure.
We're trying to... Well, the community manager's trying to show you guys an Avatar fight, but it looks like the production team cannot navigate this way around the Battle Hub. And I don't know why he's picked this one in particular. Interesting.
Damn the shade.
Interesting. I like that. There should have been a PG-18 rating on that one. But anyway. It looks like we can't show you any Avatar battles at times. We'd like to just drop in a nice...
I like that fight.
Change
I
of
like
pace there. Anyway,
that was really exciting.
I don't know why they
like
selected that Avatar in particular.
Richard is just adding that communication now to make me feel better, so that I don't feel bad about my discrimination. That was a very nice thing. It was a very nice thing of him to do, and I just want to thank him for doing that for me.
Said Avatar battles,
Damn,
and they said pick this one. And I was like, okay, whatever. But anyway, yeah, listen, that whatever airline we're on, it's terrible. And I heard the Battle Hub is actually on a spaceship.
I'm getting motion sick.
Well, but anyway.
My tummy hurts.
But yes, what we do need to do is we need to run through a couple of things here, because this is what we are doing and adjusting the show in terms of its schedule. So first up, I do got to let you know, is, okay, apparently we're not going to do it. So we're not on my... Oh, did someone actually make Jury from SF5? Okay, interesting. Ooh, didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Did somebody make Chun-Li in 2045 or something? I don't know. They're remaking a lot of Disney films recently.
Costume
Maybe
number 15.
Look, they're making remake a lot of Disney films recently. Maybe this could be a remake of Chun-Li in the year 2045. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's the 15th alternate costume.
Those are definitely
Luke's throw, though.
Right? Yeah. Oh, and the Luke moveset. Oh, into the Dragon Lash. That's so good. What a good decision.
Yeah, he's a man of culture.
Like the Black Cabal.
Dragon Lash and Luke's moveset. I like this.
Yeah.
This guy's cooking. This guy's cooking.
Avatar battles are so unfair.
They are really fun.
They're really unfair.
And they are really like...
Okay, Kikoken, this guy knows what... This guy, when he went to the character creation and picked the movesets, he knew what he was cooking. Look at this moveset. Look at this moveset.
That was so good.
Oh, nice neutral jump. Ooh, into the target combo.
So
into the
it
Dragon
looks
Lash.
like we've got a fusion, at least with the Chun-Li wannabe. The Nicki Minaj Chun-Li wannabe, that's what it looks like. Oh no, what's the other one called? Ice Spice, whatever her name is? That looks like Ice Spice if you gave it to Street Fighter. I think that's what it is. Looks like I see shades of Luke, Chun-Li, Ken, Feng Shui's there. Oh wow, that win.
Oh, nice neutral duck.
Yeah, Luke, Ken, Chun-Li.
Oh, this is looking really bad for Chan.
Rolling ball. I saw that one as well.
Yes, Flanker as well.
But we haven't seen many of these like conversions using all
that throw is funny.
Okay, let's see. That's the one perfect into the... Oh, you can do double perfect like that? That was actually too thick, you know.
Damn, that's a very developed lower body, I gotta say. Respectfully.
Okay, why are avatars battling on the screen? Because this is a little section that the community manager wants to put in after we've actually done the portion of the show. And
you picked the perfect fight, I gotta say that.
You get to see another shade of the game, because people are actually still actively playing avatar battles while everyone else is in fighting grounds. At least the professionals are in fighting grounds, so it's pretty good to see.
No, that was Is the jury just using jury moves?
I think so.
Yeah, it looks like Jury.
That's a pretty faithful adaptation from Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the battle, because that's like her battle costume, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, I really like that. That's actually like creative in a way.
Nice try. Yeah, fierce. And let's see. I want to see those conversions.
Yeah, these are some big hits.
Yo!
This guy is cooking.
Oh, he took Jury's super as well.
Perfect super.
Wow, Ice Spice is moving a bit mad still.
Amazing.
So more juggle points as well.
That was the hooligan? Oh, that's another Jury super.
Yeah,
well, we're watching a Jury mirror.
Yeah.
I don't know what you just said, but
why are they so aggressive?
I mean, Jury's a very aggressive character.
Damn, that was nothing. They're just straight up yelling.
Ooh, nice jump under though.
All right, no, that was good. That was good.
That
Really
was
cool to see
amazing.
how you could do like.
Can we get?
Oh, it's not over. Nice.
Can we get GG's in the chat?
I mean, we still got one more fight here. The fact that they got like what 3 health gauges, it looks like player 1's got slightly more health than player 2. Yeah, I can see that if I'm reading it right.
Yeah, 630 more health.
Yeah, I think the numbers are right on that.
Dude, this is amazing.
I want to see one of those 4 knuckle combos. They were really cool. So is that something that all characters get? I guess bigger juggles, or do you need to like have
I think you just need to unlock. I think you need to unlock the moves, and I think they still might follow the rules of the original characters. I'm not quite
Can
sure.
we see some more cinematic supers?
Well,
I'm asking for the crowd.
They have to earn the cinematic supers first.
Nice use of the.
Nice,
So
the
good.
Jack
That's
knife.
such a good. Yeah, that's such a good move to add in.
Dude, that is so cultured.
One.
What?
Okay. He's spitting hot fire.
Okay.
He's spitting hot fire.
Wow, okay, nice juggle there.
anti-air. I would also choose Luke's anti-air for my avatar, to be honest.
Oh, what combo
Lights
have you
out,
got?
baby.
Wait, what combo have you
One.
got from this? That would be right.
2 perfects.
Whoa. This guy's sick. This guy is absolutely sick. I love this. I love this.
Oh,
Pack it up.
cool.
Pack it up. It's over. It's over. Pack it up.
Oh, nice drive impact counter.
Like, he won in my eyes already.
I'm telling you, man, some of these avatar battles, they get really creative. And I promise you, I think some of these guys would be pretty decent tournament players if you think about it.
For sure. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, with the execution they're putting into practice, these custom combos.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point.
They would have really good at Alpha 3. I think it was Alpha 3. Hooligan.
Oh, the time is running out.
Yeah.
Is the drip Chun-Li gonna lose?
Nah, she's won. Oh, no!
Sorry.
There you go. Well played. Okay.
There you go.
Nice.
Damn, that was crazy clutch. Who's gonna win the sets this week?
I actually really enjoy watching this.
Who's gonna win
Avatar
sets this
battle.
week?
I really like
I
watching
think
like 3-4 perfects in a row. That's actually really cool. I don't think you can do that in normal mode of Luke.
I think it's more you're interested in what moves they've got and how they combined each move together. Okay, that was legit. That was a medium jackknife. Okay.
Damn, nice tech.
I don't like Ice Spice with Luke's crouching position. That's very worrying. Very worrying. Wall splat?
Are you implying something?
I don't know what you're implying.
Nice to punish. Oh, the recovery though on the EX fire. That looked faster than the recovery. Or maybe actually the recovery on the EX fire was really good for
Oh,
Chun.
man.
Dragon Lash
nice.
as
Dragon
well.
Lash for the side
Dude, the
switch.
side switch into the empty mix-up? Yo, this guy is...
But she done that off of Luke's target combo into Dragon Lash. What a fair game. Pressure.
Oh,
Nice
with
punish
punish. I really... Well, you know what I think is cool is how they kind of develop these long combos by mixing some of these moves together.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
I'm
of
asking
course.
for the crowd.
That's
Can
the
we
whole
get a
point.
level
That's the whole
3?
point of a custom combo. You not remember Rose's V-Trigger too?
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, there's gonna be a level 3. Let's
I mean,
get it.
We could see Dowser's level 2 again. Who knows?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
spitting
we
hot
used level
fire.
1.
Spitting hot fire.
Well, there's 15 seconds left on the clock. Drive rush in. We're going to see a CA? I think we should see a CA.
That's gonna be a level 3.
Yeah.
Can we get it back to
The
back
damage
this
is
time?
increased as well, right? Yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure what the icons are under their drive gauge. I'm not sure what the
Yeah, I
perks
think,
are
I think
exactly.
it's like, yeah, they're perks, right?
Stun.
Oh, the stun and all those drive bars. Don't even need them.
Can we say rip Bozo?
Well, no, that was pretty fun. Good to see that.
That was.
Great. No, hopefully you
Remember
guys...
to cook up your custom combos.
Well, I mean, if people are still, people that view this show are still actively playing them, because I know there's still a fair number of people, depending on the lobbies you go into Battle Hub, that are still actively playing those. So, hey, listen, if you've got some crazy-ass character at a high level, maybe we might have a sneak peek at your avatar.
Those
battles,
legs
who knows?
were as strong as Rikemon's legs.
You know, I just want to say that when Christmas comes and I will be playing Avatar, no, I mean like World Tour mode during Christmas. That was my plan to like have as a downtime thing in Christmas. I am very excited now to level up my avatar and create the most perfect skill set for a character that can juggle combos forever.
You make it sound like you're applying for a job. He's like, yeah, I've got the perfect skill set. I'll do this and I'll win over the crowd.
I'm really
5 years of experience.
That'd be great.
Clearly. Even that's not enough these days, apparently. But no, right. Hoping you guys enjoyed that here. But now we've got to run through a couple of things before we go through that. We'll do the CPT first. So first off, let us congratulate Bravery because he did qualify for the Cup at CPT Southeast Asia, I believe it was. So he did come second. It was Jan that won the online premiere, but because Jan qualified via the World Warrior Regional Finals, it was given to Bravery. Now, they have done, I believe they've done this graphic to congratulate Xian, but there should be another graphic with Bravery saying that, yes, there it is there, because he is qualified for the Cup. He was at Street Fighter 5 finals, and his Cammy is very unconventional, eccentric, and I think Street Fighter 6 in the drive system is perfect just for him. So I think he could be a dark horse in the Capcom Cup finals coming early next year as well. Speaking of which, the date has been announced, or should I say the venue has been announced for Capcom Cup 10. We should have it there. There you go. Registration and tickets are now available. Remember, there'll be an LCQ for the Capcom Pro Tour, a Street Fighter League World Championships will happen there, as well as Capcom Cup 10. They did a trailer. The venue is the exact same place as it was last year in Hollywood. The Avion Hollywood, I think it was, of course. I can't remember if the LCQ venues will be the exact same as last year, but where the finals is taking place, it is the exact same there as well. So do keep an eye out for that. Make sure you follow Capcom Fighters. If you can make it and get the time off to join us, then I welcome you to do so. Again, only if you get the time, because it's going to be a long period of time, a week-long extended break of celebrating Street Fighter there as well. Speaking of which, in regard to CPT as well, CPT Japan is this weekend. I don't know if we have the graphic to that, but CPT Japan will be happening this weekend. That's probably going to be the largest number of entrants in an online bracket, and it could be anyone that qualifies from that. Of course, Fudo's already qualified from the World Warrior Regional Final, but it could be anyone's game this weekend to qualify. We haven't got the graphic there to show you, but it's on Capcom Fighters to show you that as well. We should have SFL US back on this week as well. Thanksgiving is complete. Hopefully everyone enjoyed their Thanksgiving, because it is a US holiday. And it should be back with episode 6, week 6, there you go. And it is on Wednesday, 4 PM PST time. That's midnight for the UK. That's 2 in the morning for Ovaha. That's 1 in the morning for Veggie. And that is 9 PM EST for East Coast. Don't worry, after I had an argument with someone about...
mastery.
I'm not a time zone master. I had an argument with a couple of people over the past couple of days.
You were a master for a moment there.
Listen, I've had arguments with people over time zones the past couple of days. And people can't look at time zones, apparently, so I've got to do it for them. So I've had to do that in that regard. But yes, that's what the matchups are going to be in this week for week 6. Red Rooster going up against versus Vortex, Endemic going up against UYU, and Bandits going up against NASA Esports. You do not want to miss that one, because I believe is the second half of the season for weeks SFL US. And then of course, speaking of Street Fighter League, we're just going to show you the table for SFL EU. We're not going to show you that it's on every Friday. We're just going to show you the leaderboard as what context that is. But yes, 2 weeks have happened already, and this is what the leaderboard is looking like right now. BMS top spot. They've got a crazy team with Mr. Crimson, Killsu, Akainu, and Valmaster. And they're at top spot with 70 points. Mouse with 50, Guild with 50 points. BK Rog with 40 points, Zero Nation 25, and Wolves with 10. Oh yes, if you do actually follow some people, or certain people in the FGC, one of them part of Team Guild, he actually had an interview with David Beckham recently. So if you follow him,
that was really cool.
Big shout out to Suleiman.
Yes, he's had an interview there. And of course, week 3 will be happening this Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the fixtures there. Zero Nation going up against Wolves. I believe that is correct. Yep. Mouse going up against BMS, and Guild going up against BK Rog. And of course, SFL EU is happening every Friday from 7 PM UK time. That's when the stream goes live. The matches will show itself goes live from quarter past the hour. That's what I should say there as well. I love it because I get to watch back and then obviously make the assessment on how we did and how you guys did. And I promise you, some people in those YouTube comments are brutal. They are very, very interesting. And again, it just happens in general when you do this kind of thing. It's always people
brutal towards commentary or players.
Oh, they're brutal. They've been brutal towards you this past episode. I had someone goes,
tough love.
Someone goes, Jammers is annoying. I said, okay, tell me something I don't know. And then he said, the guy said, oh, I don't like his overbearing opinion. because it was regarding me disagreeing with someone picking a character when I know they could do better. And I'm like, okay, you're just annoyed that I disagree instead of just saying yes to everyone. That's basically what it sounded
Take
like
that, jammers.
However, feedback is feedback, and it's valuable in all regards. And there's truth in everything someone says, no matter how they phrase it. It could be 5% truth, it could be the whole truth. But
You want to know what my favorite comment I ever read about myself on the YouTube comment?
Okay.
Are you ready?
No, but
It was like it was on the Street Fighter League US Punk match with I played Zangief against Punk.
Yeah.
And this one dude said, "Man, Vegi's like the Dan of Street Fighter League."
Okay, that's kind of sick.
That was so sick.
Okay, that guy was
so
cooking.
funny. Yeah, that was so
That's
funny.
crazy. I mean,
Dude, you got smoked.
I think you need to not take
No.
personally, because
you
who's commentating don't always necessarily understand what they're commentating on. They just have an opinion
do you know
and
what?
just throwing
Do
it
you know
out.
what's funny about YouTube
But
comments?
that guy was
Is they don't expect you to answer back, so they don't
Yeah.
they don't believe in what they say. When you answer back, they don't believe what they say. Sometimes they delete.
Oh yeah,
sometimes they
you mean they'll back out of it?
yeah, they back out.
It was
after-
just a comment. It was just a comment.
You're entitled to comment just as much as I am. But yes, do not forget as well, this Friday, costumes are releasing. Costume 3! Get your wallets ready. Get your wallets ready. Hopefully it's not too expensive for everyone. But yes, they are coming.
Geef.
You get Geef, you get Blankichan. He returns in full force. You get... don't say stylish Ken. Don't you dare say that. Lily's one actually is surprisingly
costume
good.
is so cool. The Cammy costume is too good.
Oh, the jacket is. I
this
think,
one is too good too. This one is so cool. This one is cool.
JP, the cool daddy.
I think,
they're all
I think Lily's
Just
one is
Ryu.
surprisingly good in game. I wasn't expected to.
Ryu
look
is
that
pretty
good.
cool. Do you know the lore for Ryu's costume? Do you know the lore for the Ryu costume?
You seem to be dying to tell us about Ryu's costume.
I'm actually dying to tell that. That is actually a jacket that Chun-Li gave to Ryu because she was embarrassed that Ryu was going around the downtown with his gi on, and he didn't have like casual clothes on. So that jacket is a gift from Chun-Li.
Okay.
I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, is that why Chun-Li's not wearing a jacket on her costume? That was the jacket for
I
her
don't know
costume.
about that.
I thought you knew the law. You were dying to tell me. It seems like you've got some missing holes.
I
in there,
mean,
man.
I know some of the lore.
Oh, now you change it. You move the goalpost now. Okay.
Wow.
I don't know. What you do?
It's kind of toxic.
What you do? Anyway, we got one more thing to show you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, World Warriors have been basically closing out with their regional finals. So a lot of people are qualifying this month. However, UK and Ireland had to do a slight readjustment with their, or rescheduling with their dates. So we're having UK and Ireland number 5 tomorrow, or today because I'm in the UK time, but we will be having it later on today, Wednesday the 29th of November. So if you are a player still watching, hopefully they have signed up, hopefully the guys are in the Discord here, because it's the 5th and final ranking event before we sort out the regional final for this region, because this will be happening, I believe, hopefully if I get this right, the regional final for World Warriors should be happening before the online premiere for the UK, but we need to get the ranking and the final 8 finalists out of the way first. So hopefully you can join us on twitch.tv/reversalgg. Shouts to those guys. They put in a ton of work over the weekend at UFA. I don't know if you guys noticed us wearing the hoodie throughout the show today, but we'll be watching we'll watch UK and Ireland bracket reset number 5, so hopefully you guys can tune in on that channel there. You'll hear the announcement. You don't want to miss the UK vibes anyway, because they have some of the most charismatic people in the scene as well, so do keep an eye out for that. But yes, other than that, I believe we're done here for today. Slight readjustment of things. We may go forward with this. We may experiment with this. But this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure we come back on the airways on a regular basis. We're not going to have any more Rashid turbulence. I hope not. We'll try and sort that out. We'll try and get a different airline. But yes,
mix up.
We are in the midst of planning our next episode for next week. We'll be back on Monday. We should be back on Monday next week. So do keep an eye out for that. So hopefully you can join us as always. Make sure you follow Capcom on the social media outlets, Twitch, the YouTube, the Facebook, the X, whatever it is. Make sure you follow them there as well. Keep on playing Street Fighter, keep getting better, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys for another episode soon. So till then, take care, and we'll see you next time.